competition, but somehow the Dutch managed to pull it right under our feet at the last minute. But no, really good, really positive things moving forward.
So T20 is the focus in Scottish club cricket?
No, club cricket is 50 overs, 50 overs on grass. It's sometimes you get your 50 overs in with the weather, and then sometimes you don't. But no, the summer's been pretty good. We've had a decent Scotland Day and Performance Academy programme as well, so the guys are getting a lot of cricket out with Scotland, which is important.
And they're moving into the winter months now. The tours going away, or do you have indoor centres where you can train? Yeah,
a bit of both. So I'm under 19 head coach as well. We managed to qualify for the World Cup, so we're going to Sri Lanka in January, which will be brilliant. We've actually got a few of the guys here playing with us today to gain a bit of experience of proper cricket under lights and things like that. So yeah, the under-19s are going away in January. I know the men will have some stuff between now. I think the women are also travelling today to Spain, to Desert Springs to play Ireland. So yeah, lots going on.
Of course, fantastic. Yeah, are you still playing yourself?
I've retired. I played a lot in Argentina and sort of found it hard to find that balance between a hobby and work. And I thought in Scotland I'd need a day off during the week. Yeah.
And T10 as a format, how's your coaching changed?
It's a challenge. It really is a challenge. I like to let players lead and let them come up with the solutions. They're the guys playing it, they're the ones on the field, which works to an extent, but if they're learning a bit too slowly, sometimes you have to jump in and maybe give them a little nudge in the right direction. We've seen from today, the first two games we really struggled. We didn't really know what to do. We've only got 4 or 5 guys that played last year. We've got quite a few young guys, so it's just a completely different format. It's completely different cricket, which is a really great challenge for the guys. So yeah, hopefully we're moving towards playing T10 cricket.
Yeah, I think that for the batting technique, just the shapes you get into are different from a 50-over game to a T10.
Yeah.
You know, getting into a position where you can put the ball where you want to is something that you need to learn on your feet really fast.
It is. I tell them not to be so pretty. They're really pretty cover drives and things like that, but that scores you 1. You need to be ugly and hit it over cow corner for 6.
Who would have thought that scoring a 1 is bad?
Exactly, yeah, and a really pretty looking 1.
The back footed punch to the cover boundary for 1.
Yeah,
it was perfect cricket.
Exactly,
you know, in the
not
old days.
Anymore.
It's tricky. No, there's been some fantastic hitting that's gone on from your boys so far. I think how do you approach your spin to your medium pace as well?
Yeah, I mean, bowling-wise, we're just still trying to work out where's best to bowl. We're thinking of sort of maybe going a little bit wider, see if we can do that, so to get it out of the arc, the hitting arc. But yeah, it's a lot of out you go, learn, make the decisions on the job. Mackenzie Jones, who's opened the bowling for us, he's under 19, so it's a really big experience for him to bowl in this competition where you miss your length by 6 inches and it goes for 6, whereas in Scotland you can miss by maybe 2 foot and you're all right because the wickets are slightly different and the intent's slightly different.
Yeah, but the whole organisation must be so excited about the T20 World Cup next year.
They really are. It should be a really good competition. The team's really mature, which is great. There's lots of batting options and bowling options and spin options. So yeah, really looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Dan, it's been great to have you on the studio. Fascinating to hear your experience in South America.
Yeah.
And
thank you very much for your time.
Wonderful for there. And thanks again. Good luck for the coming months.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you much.
Thanks, Dan.
European Cricket Championship is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, Junta de Andalucía and Stake.com, and the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
Ven conmigo a cruzar su calle, a vivir su ambiente. Ven conmigo a vivir la vida intensamente. Conmigo ven, conmigo ven.
Hello and welcome back to the Costa del Sol Championship Week in full swing. This is opening day. We've had quite a few eyebrow-raising moments already today, and I'm sure it will continue into match 3. Every single match this week is a blockbuster, and there's a bit of history between these two teams coming up in match number 3. It's Spain, the hosts, versus the Ireland 11. So Rob Kemming, the tournament referee, he's got the two captains and the giant coin. Let's see who wins the coin toss.
Ireland, your call.
European cricket.
Frederick.
We're going to bowl first.
So it comes up Frederick Colstan, our official timekeeper, and that meant that Daniel Dorcaia of Spain has won the toss and he's elected to bowl first. So look, when I said these two teams have some history, they were in the same group last year in the tournament, and Ireland kind of set the pace a bit in Group A, but Spain were able to chase a mid-130s score in the final under lights to send the Irish toppling out of the tournament. Now this year, obviously they were in different groups, they both have qualified independently, but I do feel this is such a great game to watch. And as for Ireland 11 being sent in, I don't think they'll be worried at all considering some of the batting they've got. We know Seamus Lynch, El Machina, the machine. He is a six-hitting machine, and then you're throwing guys like Tector and more. I think even Harbinson, the captain, he put together a very good half-century in the group stage. So they've got a lot of guns. Spain, remember, they did win the first game by just 5 runs, but they were a little bit off with the ball. They can't afford to be here against an Irish team making their debut in Championship Week at the ECC. Well, Rico Full is next voice you'll hear, but also I believe that Andrew Ryan has arrived. So Rhino, welcome back. I'll let you guys enjoy this match 3. I'll watch it from the fan zone, but it should be a cracking game. News from the toss is that Spain, they won the toss. They're going to bowl first. Over to you guys. Have a great call.
Hello European cricket fans, it is Andrew Ryan back on deck for Championship Week here at the European Cricket Championship, and we have an absolute cracker of a Game 3 coming up here today. It is Spain, first up winners against Jersey earlier in Game 1 today, and the first appearance of a team that many people think are favourites for this tournament, the Ireland 11. Get to see some of their big hitters early on in the form of Seamus Lynch, Tim Tector, and I think a man that we're all looking forward to seeing more of, Scott Macbeth, who is a one-man six-hitting machine. But this Spanish lineup will certainly give them a tough test and be somewhat of a litmus test for their chances in this tournament. They've got a good bowling lineup. A few changes from their side in between when they won Group A earlier in this tournament, but they have also the nous and drawing ability of Corey Rutgers back in the managerial tent, trying to keep them on board. Calm thoughts, correct decisions, and share our success. They are mottos to live by, and certainly potentially a recipe for winning the European Cricket Championship. We shall see as we make our way through this tournament this week. Ireland, according to the supercomputer, going to this game as favourites, but this will be the first time they've had a hit on this ground for a couple of weeks. Spain, on the other hand, become reaccustomed to their surroundings. A lot of these players from the Spanish team also have played plenty of cricket here on the Cartamar Oval, whether those representing their clubs in the European Cricket League or here with the Spanish national team before. And one man who we've seen some good things from already in the European Cricket Championship, Babar Khan, coming on to bowl the first over, and a man who we hear many good things from almost on a weekly basis here on the European Cricket Network. Pleasure to introduce back to the microphone, Mr. Rico Full.
Great to be here and great to be back with you as well. Babar gets this all wrong. What's he done here? He's not picked up an injury already. What's happened? Oh no, something's gone wrong with Babar. He's in agony. I don't think Baba's going to bowl here. They might change this straight away. Baba, what's happened? He's gone to bowl. Just something's happened. Oh, there, he's down. Well, is it cramp? If it's cramp, well, maybe they might overcome it. But Baba has gone down straight away. In comes Mr. Baywatch himself. So Priddle running on and saying, leave him to me, I'll sort him out. Well, what is all this about? Rhino, what's happened here?
Well, I'm sure the YouTube chat is going nuts with the appearance of Alistair Priddle coming onto the field, but hard to work out, as you say, whether that is just cramp or whether he's actually done a calf muscle injury. Certainly didn't look like he turned his ankle. We've got some medical attention coming onto the ground as well.
Yeah, well, here comes the medic, and, well, Alistair was the first one out there, but there comes all sorts of things. Maybe a bit of freeze spray going to be quite well. I don't know what Alistair's doing here. I mean, maybe it is a bit of cramp, but, well, Booney came on to bowl. We thought we were going to see a big surprise here as Spain tried to do something very original. I mean, Baba has bowled before, and he surprised us all when the last time I think he bowled his first over. He picked up a couple of wickets. The second one didn't go so well, but I don't even think he's going to get the first over in here. I think he might even have to be carried off. And maybe Alistair is going to cradle him off the field.
Well, there's one man who could pick up Booney Babar just as a one-man transportation machine. It is Alistair Priddle. He can lift a significant amount in the gym, but he's having to work more tenderly, and does look like he's focusing on that lower part of the limb there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the way it's definitely calf. Maybe it's a huge cramp. Well, there came Ali running on, and then shortly after him, there came the medic and a part of Cruz Rojo that are here. Look, the work is still going on, but I mean, think here, there comes a time where maybe the umpires will say, okay, gents, you've had your time. If he can't carry on, he's got to go. Somebody else come on. At least, I suppose the good thing about it is he doesn't bowl a ball. That means that, you know, nobody's going to lose an over as a result of it. Let's see how he is here. Maybe slight concerns there for Corey. Corey, well, go back to that dry whiteboard. You might have to add something else to it. I don't think he's going to bowl. He's going off. He is going off. Yeah, he is going off. Well, that's going to be disastrous, really, for Baba. I mean, he's a lovely guy, but he's in a lot of pain here, and he's going to have to go. And that means that the 12th man, Adam Algar, is going to go out there.
Have you ever seen a 12th man enter the field before a ball is bowled? I mean, we've had some strange stuff happen on European cricket over the years, but that is a new one for me.
Well, we've had a lot of firsts here. We've had the first ever on the European Cricket Network timeout. That was Awais Ahmed got timed out and he had to go. Never seen that before on the network, even though we've been calling for it a lot. Sometimes I'll be in there in the box saying, time him out, he's taking too long. Players afraid to do it. Weren't afraid to do it against poor Awais Ahmed. And now, well, without a ball being bowled, we see the bowler, Babar Khan, he's in a fit. Come on, carry him off, Alistair. Get hold of him, carry him off. Every step is painful. Well, let's just hope it's not too serious, because with the likes of Mohammed Babar himself missing, Babar Khan is quite a key hitting machine at the top order of the batting line up here. But anyway,
tell you what, that shows the sort of level of hardcore fitness and training that Alistair Priddle does. Absolutely no sympathy for the injured player, just forcing him to walk off. But back to the seriousness of the cricket, Rico. We've been talking a lot about how this affects the Spanish. Bit of a strange one for the Irish. I mean, you have your two opening batters, you're mentally prepared, you're ready to go out there and face the first ball. And as it is, you've had essentially a 5-minute delay before you even get to wield the willow. But anyway, Raja Adil coming on for what we hope is the first ball of the game. Short ball, wide of off stump, almost a catch down there at the third man position. Oh, that was an excellent effort. It was the 12th man, Adam Elgar, who was in the game immediately.
You couldn't write it, could you? You couldn't write it. I thought for a moment, what happens if he takes a wicket straight away? That would just be sort of, well, I don't know what you call it, the luckiest things ever. And the man who could have taken the catch, Algar, but he drops in front of him. He'd be disappointed he weren't able to stop the boundary.
Oh, it's all happening at Cartermore Oval. Short ball jags back into the midsection. It's a nice bit of bowling, bit of movement off the deck.
Yeah. got Lynch, who's out there at the moment. He was just superb in the group stages, wasn't he? He was one of the top run scorers in the group, scored 154. Of course, Liz Deploy in Group D was the top run scorer with 399. Remember, he set the ECN record with 161 not out.
A ball's wide of off stump. Not completely in control, but it's a wonderful start for the Irish. 4 off the first ball, and then that third one goes for Maximo. They race along to 10.
Yeah, he gets a bit of width here, doesn't he? And the thing is about this, he's got the right angle. Look at the way he angles the blade of the bat. So he knows what he's trying to do here. He's using that pace, and a fair bit of pace from Raja Adil. Gives him a bit of width, and that's a nice shot to play. 6 runs, so Lynch is showing the sort of class that he brought about in the group stages.
Well, clears the front leg again. Perhaps that second ball has given him the inclination to expect an in-swing or a one just coming back in towards him, but that ball, pretty decent length, just outside off stump.
These two, of course, as Vinny mentioned already in the intro, had a real battle last year on their Group A finals day. Spain were beaten comprehensively by Ireland in qualifier number 1 by 9 wickets.
Another one wide of off stump. Throws the hands at it. Once again, probably not perfectly timed, but Lynch, he is a powerful striker of the ball, clean hitter. That's the third boundary of the over. Nifty start for Ireland.
Yeah, clever shot though, isn't it, Rhino? Because he knows that in the power play, all the fielders are inside. He just gets enough leverage, and with the pace that's been offered from Raja, if he gets any bit of bat on this, you know he's going to clear those fielders. So it's a good start this from Simmons Lynch.
Pretty similar to the previous ball in the over. Lynch might have worked him out. That one's outside off stump again, and he just opens the face of the bat. Glorious strike, and that has travelled a long, long way. A Maximo to finish the over. Ireland 11, 20 for none.
The timing on this was absolutely fantastic. Once again, gets the width, and this time, whereas before he was just happy just to loop it over the offside, this time he goes all the way, sails over. You can see just how the teams from each group, who were the winners, how they got their golden ticket. The Netherlands, the reigning champions, come back. A bit of a surprise for them as they get well beaten there by Italy in the last match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice combination, actually, isn't it, Rico? We've got 3 of the more, it's probably 4 of the more traditional countries in the form of Netherlands, Ireland, England, and also Jersey, who have rich cricket history as well, but also 3 of what we might call our continental friends from Spain, Italy, and Germany. 3 of the best cricket nations on the European continent. So some top teams in and around here as Salim Dar comes on to bowl the second. That one swings wide.
And going back to last year, so though Ireland did get that victory over Spain in qualifier 1, when it came to the big final, under lights, Ireland 134 for 4. Gerard Wilson 68 of 26 was great. Macbeth was good with 22, as was Burton, but Spain got them thanks to Baba and Daniel Dorkaya. So that's how Spain got through to Championship Week last time. So Ireland are looking to bounce back for this, and well, this could be a chance, and it will be. DDC has been absolutely superb. I think it was his catch in the first match of this year's European Cricket Championship Week, when he got the all-important ace of tribe called on the boundary. That probably got them the victory, and now he's taken a very good wicket here. Doherty will go without scoring.
Yeah, short ball, pretty good delivery, aimed right at his chest, just couldn't get enough power, and Dorkaya comes around. He's such a good mover in the field and a clean pair of hands. So Ireland, they pushed Doherty up the order. He had been batting in the, expected to bat in the middle order, but left Hector and Macbeth to come in down slightly, so the experiment hasn't worked. He goes second ball, and a much needed wicket for the Spanish after an excellent start with Lynch taking 20 off the first over. They've just managed to reel things back in a touch here in this second.
Yeah, he's going to go for a golden because the first one was a wide. The first legal delivery he'll go with this golden Derek there. 13 on his back. Well, it is an unlucky number, and it's unlucky for him first time around here, so he'll depart, which means Tim Tector comes out the bat. Now, this guy was awesome in the group stages.
Not a short ball, just played to the man at cover, no run. So handy start from Salim Dar. Always helpful, particularly with these dangerous Irish batters, if you can keep fresh men coming to the crease. Spain would love to get into the middle order.
165 he scored in the group stages. Beautiful. Oh, what a classy shot that is, Reiner.
Yeah, it certainly was. Only just a touch short of a length. It wasn't the worst ball from Salim Dar, but Tector, he's got so much time at the crease. Look at this. Doesn't even really move the back foot across, just stands in position, plays it very handsomely.
Yeah, lovely shot by Tim Tector. These two are capable of getting a good partnership together. Just gets a little bit too much width there from Hamza.
Bullish outside off stump, and once again that powerful blade of Tector. Not a huge amount of footwork going on, but it matters naught as these flashing blades of the Irish 11 finding the boundary with regularity. That's his second on the trot.
Yeah, it was uppish, and that's why you heard Hamza Dar scream, catch it, but in the gap, and it went pretty quickly as well. Looking to make a change in the field here, but looks like DDC calls him back, and eventually does make a change. So they get some protection outside the off, and that means nobody straight on the boundary.
It's a good ball, little bit of late shape. Appeal from the keeper, didn't detect any sound there.
Just noticed there, don't know, Rhino, if you saw that. So with the change in the field, two men inside, and as the bowler's just coming into bowl, releasing that, DDC, keep an eye on him. He's running backwards. Now, looks like he wants third man to come up, so he will go back on the boundary.
Interesting move, particularly from a bowler who's swinging the ball quite a lot and quite late away from the off stump. Charges in, short ball dragged from Tech. They'll have a shot at the bowler's end. It wasn't a bad effort, but it's actually gone through for an overthrow. Batter has to scoot back. Tector makes the second, but plenty of action there on final ball of the over. Irish 11, 31 for 1, 2 overs down.
Yeah, good bit of backing up there from Reddy as well. Otherwise, that one could have been a bit of a disaster. But I think a direct hit there would have been close. Have a look at the standings at the moment. And Italy, after that impressive win over the Netherlands on net run rate, take themselves ahead of Spain here. Ireland will be looking to join those two teams and 2 points. But to do that, they've got to get over Spain. Got a lot of good cricket coming up today. And don't forget that we're going to see England in action in the next match, taking on Jersey. So plenty of great cricket to start the Dream 11 European Cricket Championships Championship Week. The top teams in action.
So Lynch back onto strike. Didn't get a look at Dar in that last over. Sneath already coming on to bowl the third. Wide of off stump. Ball's just parried away, and they'll push through for an extra one.
Making his first appearance in the Dream 11 European Cricket Championships is Reddy, a player from Barcelona. Let's see if he can make it a good positive start for him and for his country.
Another one foolish, didn't swing as much, and it's hit very cleanly from Tector. He looks in a mood today, and this Irish 11, such a dangerous batting lineup, and the Spanish just feels, Rico, that the bowlers just haven't quite got control of line and length at the moment. They're trying to swing the ball, certainly an advisable method, but just feels like the control's lacking at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the power play, which makes it difficult for DDC to set a field, but I think if you're going to be bowling that line, then you might as well sort of put two men out there on the offside and say, right, we'll try and defend that boundary, especially to Tector at the moment.
Steps outside off stump. No wide call. It's a good call from the umpire. Tector made an early move.
Yeah, you'll see this here. Look where he is, and as a result of that, the line moves with him. You can see what he's trying to do there, sort of carve that in between the gap, probably between point and backward point.
Full ball, it's dragged across to leg, just to keep it to 1. Clearly a tactic from the Spanish, Rico, of really trying to avoid gimme balls on the stumps or on the pads. But they've just been a little bit up and down with their length so far in the power play.
Yeah, don't mind that one though, Detector. He's shown that he's very strong on the offside. So yeah, a few into the body maybe. And seeing getting him playing straight or to the leg side, it's not a bad idea.
Really full ball on off stump, and it's lofted beautifully like a glorious 9-iron coming into the green. That's a gorgeous shot from Lynch, and he races along to 26 off 7.
Well, this one sails a long way, doesn't it? Just as soon as he makes contact. Look how crisply he hits it, not rushing into the shot. Well, that one is into the road and continues to go up the hill. Lovely strike, and well, ready. Looks like he's first over in the Euros of cricket. It may end up being a magical one.
Another one outside off stump, and it dismissively pumped over the leg side. Smiles all round in the hospitality area. That's fantastic batting, and another Maximo.
Yeah, we'll just wait for it. This is a lovely strike. As ready will go magical. Boom. Shakalagya. And that is out of here. And that one goes over cow corner. Too short. And once he gets his arm swinging into that one, it's gone. Disappears. 21 off the over with the ball to go. The 50 also comes up for Ireland.
52 for 1. Last ball of the power play. On length and smashed again. Triple up on the Maximos, and Lynch is on fire here at the Cardimer Oval. Power play done. Ireland 58 for 1.
Good, clean hitting. That's what you expect to see from Ireland. Remember, they were awesome in the group stages and didn't lose and drop a match, did they? And their hitting was sensational. I think out of all the teams, and we saw some thunderous batting, I think out of all the teams, in terms of batting performances, you can't take anything away from the Irish. They were great, and they had to be. Remember how they won the group final as well. They had to get a good win over Hungary. Hungary posted 137. Ireland got there with 8 balls to go, and it was this man, Tim Tector, who's out there at the moment, who scored 48 of 21, was the player of the match. So they've got to see the back of him pretty early. And, well, Lynch himself is doing a bit of damage as well.
Well, I like this move from the Spanish captain. They bought the human handbrake. Atif Mohammed, left armour, coming on to bowl his first over. They generally don't like to use him in the power play. Feel like it may not have been a bad move to bring him in for the third, but either way, the left arm speedster. Can he turn things around? That ball just onto off stump, dragged across the line by Tector. Mohammed might feel like it's a moral victory, but it's a Maximo in the scorebook.
Yeah, he's been sent away, isn't it? I mean, Atif, they tend to use him in the 4th and the 8th. I mean, last time round when he bowled, he came a bit earlier, bowled the 7th, and he went for 28 against Jersey. So he has taken a bit of whack here today, and a bit of stick. Can he come back after that? The first one goes for 6.
Oh, tries to roll the fingers over the top of it, but it's set flying. That thing's registered air miles. That's gone a long, long way. Gorgeous shot from Tector, and Ireland are absolutely zooming along. 70 for 1.
Air miles indeed. Well, that's a Bizaway Super 6. That is humongous. That has sailed and is probably still on its way to Marbella. What a hit.
Have a look at that shot too, Rico. It's almost the swat across the line to do it to a bowler that's coming up with variations, that he's bowling at quite reasonable pace that Mohammed does. That is a fantastic cricket shot.
Yeah, well, Tector just leaning on the bat, saying, come on, bring me another.
1 run needed to bring up the 50 partnership. Full ball, side off stump. Better location from Mohammed, and they'll just push the 1.
Well, that partnership comes up in electrifying pace, just 14 deliveries. And Yeah, well batted from these two. And the job, they know, is not done yet.
Pretty quiet out in the Spanish field too. Always need someone to give them a lift. Ahmed, strike bowler, he needs a wicket. Oh,
Gandhi.
That's not going to happen. Swings down the leg side, and despite the best efforts of Owais Ahmed, that is flown away for 5 wides.
Eso no es un bueno, eh? Es una malo. Una lanza malo. Gandhi ball. And that's going to be a minimo. So he gets it all wrong here. Under pressure. España, they need something here pretty quickly. And I get the feeling that DDC will probably go to spin straight away after this. Maybe something like Yasser Ali. But they're still got to get through 3 deliveries here.
That one's just a little bit off speed. Well, come through for the bye, but it's a nice piece of bowling.
Yeah, it's a better delivery, but Owais Ahmed takes his eye off this one. And I think he's got to do better here, Rhino. Allows the batter to take the bye and change the strike over. So now it's almost as if, you see, Tector says, all right, Lynchy, let me have a go. Let me have a few hits as well. Good delivery.
Speared into leg stump. Nice piece of bowling from Mohammed. He's got some good variations, doesn't he, Rico? Multiple slower balls, knows how to roll the fingers over for the cutters just to drop a touchdown in the speed register.
Yeah, that's it. It was good. It was in the block hole. So fighting back, Atif Mohammed. And, well, he's trying to make sure that he doesn't go magical. But, well, any run from this one will mean that it will be a magical one.
Short of a length. Lynch absolutely annihilated over the mid-wicket boundary. Just too easy for a batter of his class. And Ireland are going above 20 and over here. They are 84 for 1, 4 overs down.
Wants to go upstairs, doesn't he, as he bangs this in, but the batters are up for it at the moment. Nothing really seems to be troubling Ireland. They're motoring along, 84 on the board already, and Rhino, I mean, you've got to try something different here. I mean, where does DDC, the captain, go here? Spin?
I think you're right. I would bring a spinner on at this stage. I don't think they are, and obviously that's where that loss of Babar Khan, before we'd even had a delivery in this game, does hurt them. So just on a technical point for the batters, Rico, one for the viewers to look out for the next time he's on strike. For a man who hits the ball so hard, Seamus Lynch really does almost choke the bottom of the handle. You're used to seeing power players tend to try to get a bit of extra leverage by having the top hand higher on the bat, but he generates power with still a very, very low grip on the handle. It's impressive stuff, and he really does know how to work the bat face to his advantage.
Just, I like the way that both these batters, they just look so relaxed out there. I mean, in between deliveries, I mean, they're hitting a boundary, they're just leaning on the bat, saying, yeah, okay. They're in that zone, aren't they? They're in the zone, they're doing the job here. And, well, the worrying thing for Spain is they're enjoying themselves. So
I feel that they do feel the loss of Mohammed Babar in the opening overs, don't you? He's just got such control, and he's such a hard player to get away in the power play. He moves the ball, gets a little bit of extra bounce. They just don't really have someone to replace him in this unit. So Lynch up 44 off 11. Tector's on strike now. He's on 31 off 12. The Irish going at 21 runs per over. Salim Dar on for his second. It's pitched up. Not a bad ball. That wide full toss, as long as it's swinging away. Not an easy one for the batter to adjust to.
yeah, it's nice to see that he's getting the batter. I mean, this is what I did see. If I was the captain here, I'm saying to my bowlers, all right, look, we've seen some good shots played out on the off. We've seen them cutting. We've seen them lifting over the top. We've seen them play the short ball. Haven't seen them drive too many. Get the ball up there. Get them driving. Try and knock them over.
I agree, Rico. Salim Dar ignores your advice completely, and he gets jettisoned over the square leg boundary. Another massive strike, and what a wonderful way to bring up an incredibly impressive half century Lynch, only 12 balls for his first 50 of championship week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say well batted, well done, Felicidades, but he's a little bit slow here today. Don't forget, back in match number 7 of Group D, he brought up the joint fastest half century that we've seen in the European Cricket Network. Just did it off 10 balls, and did that, of course, against Hungary.
Harsh judge Rico Fall as he gets cleaned up. What a comeback for Salim Dar. And didn't the Spanish need that? Lynch, hasn't been moving the feet too much all innings. It hasn't mattered, but he tries to swing this away to the leg side, and his stumps are rattled, and the Irish, they're 91 for 2.
Once again, number 13, unlucky for some. It's a 13th delivery, and well, the stumps get knocked over. Inside edge.
Big inside edge. Doesn't matter though, in the scorebook, clean bowled from Salim Dar. He's probably been the pick of the bowlers for the Spanish so far in this game. And that's a man that the chaps in red and yellow will be very happy to see the back of. Excellent innings from him, 50 off 13, 7 Maximos in that innings. And I suspect, Rico, that will probably not be his only half-ton of this week.
Yeah, they just look so comfortable out there. It's just natural hitting from a guy who's got natural ability. There's no doubt about that. 50 of 12 deliveries. Ball number 13 gets him out. Well, there's the Spanish flag.
Flying a bit prouder than it might have been 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you get an important batter out, but Macbeth, now this guy can crunch it.
Good late swing from Salim Dar. He's probably not only been their best bowler so far, he's just been the one to control his line and length a little bit more. Ball now to the 5th over. Still getting reasonable amount of late movement.
Yeah, liking this from Spain. You can see a number of the players saying, vamos, vamos. Vamos, chicos. Don't get quiet. Come and be vocal. Support the bowler. Get back in this. Get your head back in the game. They need to do that, and that wicket shortly should help them.
So Macbeth on strike. He's a clean striker of the cricket ball. That one goes flying down the leg side, and the heads go down from the Spanish in the field. You've just taken a wicket, and you give away a minimo.
Rhino. I mean, that's the second time. So 10 runs have come off like this. You can't be bowling that. I mean, away's Ahmed. If you can't get there, it's going to be 5 more just when you pick up a wicket as well.
It's been moving away from the plan that he's had throughout the innings. To Dar, he's generally been just outside off stump. Trying to move the ball away. That's back on the length. Ball's in the air. 2 fielders converging. Somehow it drops between the pair of them. And despite best efforts, that is Macbeth rolling with his first boundary.
Yeah, smile on his face. Smile on the faces of the Irish as well. As approaching the halfway mark, even though they have lost 2 key wickets. Look at the rate they're going at. The 100 comes up with the ball to go in the 5th.
Emergency times here for the Spanish. Final ball of Dar's pair. That one's on off stump. Not brilliantly timed, but there's no fielder out here at mid-on. Decent gap, and Macbeth is good enough to find open space. The Irishmen are happy up in the hospitality tent, and there's plenty of people back in the homeland who will be celebrating. And Ireland 104 for 2, halfway through their innings.
And it's great to welcome you into the commentary box. Of course, I'm here with the Rhino. Great to have you back here. But Rhino, just quickly looking at that boundary again, it's a field that we know that Spain like to use, that southern cross where you've got the man dead straight. That means that the 2 men that would normally be long off and long on are a little bit wider. The problem with that is those sort of shots go into the gap.
Yeah, it certainly is, although with the amount that they're swinging the ball away from the batters, and particularly for Dar, I actually don't mind that strategically, because at least you're asking them to hit slightly across the line, gives you a better opportunity for the outside edge. But ultimately, these Irish batters are just striking the ball so cleanly at the moment. A couple of times, even when they've been beaten, you saw Macbeth actually popping a couple into the outfield, still going to the boundary. And at the moment, Spain don't seem to have any answers.
Yeah, no answers yet. And what the Irish are doing, they're continuing from, I think, what they were doing in the group stages, where they were just hitting the ball so cleanly. And the thing is, I mean, sometimes when I was watching them in their group, I mean, I know that Hungary had some great performances as well, but Ireland, whenever their batters was out there, they just seemed to have that extra mileage every time they hit the ball.
Yeah, indeed. They're powerful strikers, and you can see their techniques are so well built for powerful batting. So they're really, really good lineup. I think they're one of the favourites for this week. But it's not just the cricket that's important this week, Rico. It's a very important day today, isn't it?
Very important day today. It is World Food Day. And you know, if you've been joining us all the way through, well, the European Cricket Network has joined forces with the United Nations and their World Food Programme. And, well, we've been asking for our cricket community to help out of the millions of people that go hungry every day. And we know that it's a fact, isn't it? 1 in 9 people don't have enough food to eat. So we can all play a part, and that's why, well, our charity partner is the World, well, alongside the World Food Organization, is Share the Meal. And if you can, click the QR code, scan it, and find out more about the Share the Meal. And if you can make any donation, well, we're very appreciative, trying to do our bit here as part of a cricket community, and every little bit can help. As we return back to the action, full toss, and this gets clobbered away. Balle, balle, balle. Or we're going to have to wait for the umpire's decision, because they might be looking at the height at this one as well, and it could be a 7-up here. I think he might be okay, but we'll have to wait and see what the umpires decide. All eyes on the umpire at the moment. I think it will be okay. So just 6 runs, but not a good start back from the bowler. So Rubel Khan comes into the attack, and he's the man getting attacked.
Yeah, dreadful start for Khan. He's under pressure now, short and wide. Tector looks like he's in Swan Lake, one leg flourishing, trying to smack that over the offside. It's ultimately called wide, but very, very attractive cricket nonetheless.
Yeah, Rubel, we did see him in the group stages. He bowls quick and fast, but sometimes can just be a little bit erratic. That's not what the EDC or Spain need at the moment from him. They need some good, sharp Yorker length deliveries.
Oh, that's gone high. May drop inside, and unfortunately it's a good catch, but Yasir Ali, he knows it himself. The foot has stepped onto the boundary rope, and he signals 6. Good sportsmanship from him. Excellent execution of the catch, but unfortunately it's just more runs in the book for the Irish.
Yeah, I want to see this again. Does he need this? This is where the smarter teams, you're catching it, releasing it, and getting back. Oh dear, that's criminal.
Unfortunate. Drew the slightly false shot from Tector, just lost his shape. A little bit of extra bounce from Khan, hitting the deck hard, but goes for a Maximo nonetheless. Tector moves early. It's a decent ball from Khan though, almost block hole length, and Orkale fields, and it's just the one.
Yeah, time now for Scott Macbeth to see if he can continue the superb hitting that we saw from him in the group stages. Such an awesome hitter off the ball.
Khan 14 off the first half of his over. Wide. Flies off the edge of the bat. Well, everything is going the way of the Irish 11 at the moment. Even bottom edges are flying to the boundary, and poor Khan, he's really, really trying to push the ball outside off stump, but ultimately Irish batters just have too many shots.
Yeah, needs consistency in his line, and Scott Macbeth, he can be so ruthless. 44 of 17 in that group final against Hungary. He was awesome, probably the best bit of hitting that we've seen really in the championship so far, so you don't want to mess with him.
Oh, Macbeth swings across the line, and he smoked that. What a sensational shot. Well, Macbeth, the Shakespeare story, talked of the damaging physical and psychological effects of political ambition. I think it's more cricket ambitions that this young man has, but isn't he making an impact?
Is that a bit of the, with the old Michael Jackson there as well?
Alpha move just after you smack the bowler for a Maximo, just gently rearranging things downstairs.
There's no Shakespeare about that. That was all MJ, I'm telling you. And, well...
Another man who knew how to put words together fairly effectively. Well, there's no tragedy of Macbeth here in this game so far. He's continuing on some of the form that we saw from earlier in the tournament, raced along to 18 off 5. This partnership 37 off only 8 balls. And tell you what, Rico, they're on target for 200 here, Ireland.
Yeah, where's this breakthrough going to come from? Rubel.
Oh, good ball. Speared into leg stump. It's pretty well timed, though. Just be cut off for the one.
Yeah, it's better, isn't it? We haven't seen too many of these sort of deliveries. It is the end of the over, but it's another magical one. 25 come off that one. And Ireland at the end of 6 overs, 129 for 2.
Well, what would you do here, Rico? I mean, they don't really have any front line spinners, particularly with Babar Khan out, but maybe you've got to turn to one of the part-time spinners just to mix the pace up. So when you're going for 20 plus per over, you haven't got a huge amount to lose.
I'm surprised they haven't gone for Yasser. I don't quite understand the reasoning. Yasser Ali bowled well against Jersey earlier.
Latif coming on for his second. Rolls the fingers across that one as it is that man, Yasser, scooting around on the boundary. Keeps it to a single.
Latif, better start. I mean, it was up against it, wasn't he, in his first?
Do you get the feeling he's a touchdown on pace at the moment, Rico? I know he's bowling a lot of change-ups, but it just doesn't feel like he's flying off the deck like we've seen before.
I'll give you my thoughts after this one.
It's a pretty good ball, just out of reach of the despairing dive from Reddy. And it's another boundary in the books. Ireland, 134 on the board.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on that, Ryan, I think you're right. The other thing I think you say is, you see that one, he does roll the wrist over that. It's a bit unlucky, he doesn't carry to the... But when we saw them in the group stages, they were, of course, bowling from the lake and the other side. And I do feel that you got a little bit more response from the pitch from that end. So that might be the reason here. But yeah, I mean, Tector looking to bring up a half century himself here.
Oh, one hand on the bat. The ball's gone high and it's carried. Well, he doesn't need two hands on the stick to make an impact. Tim Tector brings up his half ton with another Maximo. He races along to 55 off 18. And Rico, this power-packed Irish batting lineup are making a statement in this game.
Yeah, qué guay, qué genial. Y felicidades por Tim Tector. Tengo 50 carreras. And what a hit that is. Well, that had the DJ in trouble, didn't it? That ended up on the roof of our resident DJ's spot. Let's have a look at this. It was one bounce, but yeah, look, one hand. And talking about taking the bowler to the sword, well, this is a good example of it. One-handed six. Not the first time we've seen that today either.
T tries to push that up, just short of being in the block hole, but at least didn't give room for the arms of Tector to swing again. Fair bit of talent in the Tector family, isn't it? Tim's brother, Harry Tector, one of the, not even sure you call him promising anymore, just an out-and-out fantastic batter for the Ireland senior side. He's been making runs aplenty in the last few years. It's just a length ball outside off stump. Once again, Macbeth's been pretty effective with the bottom toe of that bat so far. That bottom toe's probably got a better middle than my entire cricket bat.
Well, he's examining that part of the bat as you speak, Rhino. And he's pretty happy with it at the moment, but I suppose what he does do is successfully hands the strike back over to Tector with the ball to go here of Mohammed's spell. And we're looking to send this to the boundary as well.
Yeah, good ball. Left armour spearing across the line. It's not a bad pair of overs from Mohammed, but he hasn't been able to do the job that's expected of him by the Spanish. He goes for 38 off his 2. And Ireland, they've still got 3 overs to go. 142 for 2.
Better over that time from Atif Mohammed. Goes for 13. And Ireland, yeah, they're looking pretty good. Upcoming events, remember this is the last week that we've got here at the Euros of Cricket. And then we continue back on the road as we go to Croatia first up. 2 weeks of cricket there, including an ECI international weekend. And then from there, I know that Corey and Vinny will be going to Malta, where I believe that Nish will also be joining in the fun. And then we come back to Barcelona, Spain.
So Deal comes on for his second. Speared down the leg side. I actually don't think that's a bad tactic against these better quality batters, Rick. I'm not sure if it was deliberate ball, but actually coming wide of the crease, really wide as possible, and actually trying to spear it further outside leg stump. Particularly with these Irish batters, they do like to take up position, whether it's clearing the front leg or just keeping the body outside leg stump. It's a good ball from Adil. Tries to go there again. I don't mind that at all, despite the fact that he's given away the wide.
Yeah, I don't mind the tactic. Of course, if you look at where a lot of these shots have been played and the sort of length that's been bowled, it's been short outside off, or just too short in general. I like the fact that he's pitching the ball up. He does bowl with a fair bit of pace, so if he can get it right, and we've seen him drill in a few Yorkers, he's been pretty effective. So, yeah, I'm with you there, Rhino. Stick to the fuller delivery.
Partnership reached the half century. Well, he's gone leg side again, unfortunately. Radar's a little bit awry on this occasion. It's actually clipped the pad on the way through. Races down to the boundary.
Well, it's another one that gets past the dive of Ahmed. And I suppose he just doesn't get able to smother that day. It goes quite quickly. He'd be disappointed, though, I think, on his Ahmed, that he hasn't got anything on that.
Oh, that's smashed. Absolutely brutalised. Probably the shot of the day from Tector. He's picked up the length so quickly and has hammered that over the leg side boundary.
What a way to bring up the team's 150. And that one goes into the cactuses. So good luck getting in there.
It's not as if the Spanish haven't had to deal with enough trauma on the field today. You've sent them to cop a few spikes up in the garden. Oh, well, Adil, 27, he's still got 3 balls to go. Tries to find that space, and, well, it's all going wrong for the Spanish. It's well timed, but Khan needed to get his body in front of that ball. Wonderful hitting again, and the Irish are flying.
Well, the one before that was flying. This was all along the carpet. Rubal Khan, I think he needs to get something on that. He doesn't. It's going to be 4 more. Disappointment there for Adil.
Partnership 67 off 19. Adil tries to go leg side, and that swat across to square leg. It works for Tector again. It's yet another Maximo.
Well, the over goes magical, so it's yet another magical over as well. And look at the last few deliveries. It's the slower delivery. Again, I don't mind him trying this, but he just strays a little bit. Turns up, ending up being a full toss, and he's been dealt with emphatically.
It's a deal. He's been pumped. 37, 1 ball to go in his spell. It's on length, and Tector lofts it, and he lofts it so beautifully. The Irish are celebrating in the stands. They know this is a massive total already. They are up to 170 for 2. We've still got 12 balls to go.
Incredible strike. Wow, sensational. And this one is the biggest hit so far, isn't it? And the Irish loving it. Well, they are partying, of course they are. Look at them go. Kiss me, I'm Irish. Okay, maybe I'll be there later, maybe not. They're having some fun. And look at the score, 170 for 2.
Well, you can see, I mean, they brought some quality players to this tournament, Rick. I mean, Tim Tector's a former captain of the Irish under-19 team that played in the Cricket World Cup. He's an outstanding cricketer, and he's showing his full range of batting skill today as slower ball just dragged away to the leg side from Beth, who has almost had to play just passenger here for the last over and a bit, as Tector has just gone insane.
Rubal back into the attack. Can he stop the flow of runs? The answer, no, because Ajitana ball nu change chittar pe putte hath de hor shakka lag gaya. And you can see here that the bowlers are being taken to the sword, and maybe at the end of this over, Rhino, we could have a look at some of the higher scores that we've seen on the European Cricket Network. I tell you something here, the Irish are looking to join the 200 club here.
He's not just looking to hit sixes anymore as well, Tector. He is looking to brutalise the ball.
You know what he's also looking to do, and I'm not going to be afraid to say it? bring the 100 up. And he's 100.
Rico, you're tempting fate, but he is getting close.
I know I am, and a lot of people are going to be giving me some shit that if he doesn't get there. But look, he hasn't hit one out wrong yet, has he?
Full toss. Well, that was a gimme ball, but it's just dragged.
I think they want to have a look at the height on this. You can see the umpire at square in rummage on the walkie-talkie. So let's wait and see. I mean, it is high, but I think it might... Oh, I don't know. What do you reckon? Is that coming down or not?
Well, he's played it a long way in front of his body, so that might save him in terms of the no ball call. He's had his issues with a few full tosses in this game so far. Khan, the partnership itself, verging on triple figures as well. It's up to 87. Short of a length on the offside. It's gone high. I think that's Alger, the 12th man, underneath the ball, coming in from the 3rd man position. It's a well-taken catch and a reward for Khan after a tough start to his bowling effort. Ireland, a momentary bump in their innings, 178 for 3.
Yeah, well, they get the breakthrough, but what a partnership that has been. Remember, they came together when the score was a 91, but it's how quickly they've accelerated. And Macbeth will go. I suppose the big thing about that is not just the wicket, it's a dot ball. There ain't been too many dot balls.
No, certainly haven't been. Not too many dots in the scorer's log as Macbeth goes for almost a sedate in the circumstances. 22 off 11, just the one Maximo. I'm sure we'll see better from him throughout the tournament, but it is already an imposing total on the board. 178, still 8 balls to go. And Rico, what's the play here from the new batter? Trying to get Tector back on strike for the final ball, take a couple of lofty swings and allow Tector to take the last over.
I think Harbinson is just going to go for it, play his shots, go for the big shot straight away. Look, he's back in his crease, ready to rock back.
He doesn't get the best piece of that ball, but it's going to carry, so he knocks up a Maximo off his first delivery. Great start from Harbinson. Touch unlucky from Khan, though.
Yeah, you said it. Wasn't out of the middle, but he gets it firm enough. Hits high up the top of the bat, but the elevation is good. And that one will go for 6. So 184 here now with the ball to go in the 9th.
Got another one on length. Harbinson's dragged it around behind square. Oh, it's a disappointing effort in the field. That's Hamza Salim Dar down there. It's never an easy catch, but against these top quality sides, you have to take chances, and that's also allowed them scoot through for the 2 and Tector back on strike for the final over. So Ireland 186 for 3, 6 balls left to go.
Yeah, for me, Ryder, that's the plan. The captain comes out, wants to hit boundaries, and he wants to leave this last over to see if we can see a Dream 11 European Cricket Championship 100 for Tim Tector. Look at some of the higher scores we've seen here. And those are the clubs and also the international countries that have put 200 on the board. Are Ireland going to get their name up there as well? Well, if they are, they need 14 off the last.
Snaith's ready. He's been given the unenviable task of this last over. Full toss on middle and leg, and Tector just turns it around for a boundary off the first ball.
Yeah, so Tector moves to 89, and he's, well, just casually chewing that gum like he's not worried about where he is. Let's see how the pressure tells. I mean, they're not going to be taking a single here, surely. Surely they're leaving this for Tector to try and bring up his century.
Wide of off stump. It's not a bad tactic from Reddy. He's trying to swing the ball. Gives the umpire a bit of a death stare, but fairly easy call in the end.
Can't hide it, can you? You can't hide it. Tector is trying to stay focused, trying to forget about the fact where he is. 191, looking to bring up his 100 and bringing up Ireland's 200.
Uncontrolled shot, that one, but it flies away for a maximum, so doesn't matter how many moral victories you have. Young Snaith ready. The runs just keep on piling up. Tector up to 95.
Yeah, well, they are. They're enjoying themselves at the moment. And, well, who is that? Who's camouflaged behind there? I seem to think I recognise that face from somewhere. And, well, not quite where he wanted it, but he's still gets it elevated over, gets the boundary.
Oh, what a way to bring up the 3 figures. Tector is launched ready over mid-wicket, sensational strike, and caps off a fantastic innings of T10 batting. Tim Tector take a bow, 101 off 30 balls.
What a fantastic night. Well batted to Tim Tector, brings up his 101 of 30 deliveries. Have a look at the wagon wheel. He's hit the ball all over the place. Well, Reddy's the bowler, and I said to you, everybody be ready, because we're going to see something sensational in Championship Week, and that is another 100. Tector gets it. He'll have his name in the Hall of Fame. Ireland get to the 200, but they ain't finished yet.
Oh, Reddy, he's beaten the batter again in a way, but he's been hit for another Maximo. And I'll tell you what, Rico, you know who is going down as my player of the game for this so far? It is Liam Doherty, getting out early and letting Tector get to the crease with plenty of balls to go.
Well, you're going for Liam. Well, I'm going for Babar Khan. I think he had the right idea. I think he knew there was something in the air about the Irish. And when he was supposed to open the bowling, before he bowled it, he said, you know what, I've got a funny feeling about today. I think I'll sit this one out. Ready? Well, he wasn't ready for this. Well, he's got a half century to his name as well, but not one he'd be proud of.
Goes full and finally manages to stop the Tector onslaught. So he'll turn the strike over to Harbinson for the final delivery. The Irish crack the 210 mark.
Well, we've seen records broken. We've seen history made. We've seen another century. We've seen another club, another country join the 200 club. Are we going to see the biggest run chase ever as well today?
Change of pace, and Harbinson reads it straight out of the hands. Lovely strike straight down the ground, and Reddy gets pumped for 57 off his 2 overs. That is a sensational exhibition of striking from the Ireland 11. They make their way to 216 for the loss of only 3 wickets in what has been a powerful statement from this group.
Yeah, look, that's good sportsmanship there from the Spanish as well. They've been taken to the cleaners, but they're quick to congratulate what has been a sensational knock from Tim Tector. That last over, by the way, I think goes for 30 runs. There's 30 off the last one from Reddy. It's supersonic, and it's been supersonic from the Irish, hasn't it? What an innings from Ireland. And this is the way it started. Well, Babar, he thought, you know what, I got a bad feeling about this. I think I'll sit out of it.
Yeah, well, not even the magic hands of Alistair Priddle could get him back into the bowling lineup. And as you said, Rico, it's probably done wonders for his economy rate throughout his ECN career. That could have started off very well for the Spanish. It might have gone for 4, but the 12th man, Adam Elgar, was in there straight away. But Seamus Lynch, one of the cleanest strikers in this tournament, you can see why he's such value. Man who always provides value in the field. DDC took a cracking catch, and Liam Doherty was sent back without scoring. But from that point on, it brought Tim Tector to the crease, and he was unstoppable.
Some of the shots that he played, I mean, just fantastic. All right, there was 1 or 2 maybe miscues, mishits, but even those were going to the boundary. Just amazing stuff, really. It was a wonderful innings to see. And well, Ireland, they were a team that were just so super destructive in the group stages. They batted it really well. Well, we didn't see too many helicopter shots, but I think the people up in the helicopter out there, well, they were worried at some times because some of these balls were absolutely flying.
Yeah, it's sensational stuff from the Irish top order, both Lynch and Tector. We saw their capabilities in the group stages. That man Lynch, he was sent back to the pavilion after an inside edge off the bowling of Salim Dar. He was probably the most impressive of the Spanish bowlers, although that wasn't a hard barrier to get over because most of them were absolutely smashed in this game. And Tector, he just got so much of the strike in the second half of that innings. Unfortunately, Sierra Ali, his feet were on the boundary rope. And even a bit of fortune from Macbeth as he was smacking some balls off the bottom of his bat.
Yeah, I mean, this one, I mean, look, he says, I don't need 2 hands. 1 will do the job as well. And that was just rubbing it in. What also didn't help Spain is the 22 extras that they gave away, 16 wides. And you can see there when he gets into the 90s, he's pretty calm, he's pretty relaxed. And, well, he brings it up with a huge 6, didn't he? And, well, that was a nice catch there from Agar. He getting the wicket of Macbeth. But then Harbinson came out, the captain, and he got dropped after hitting a big 6. And this was the way to the 100, and that one was huge. What a way to do it. What a moment. They were celebrating. He's celebrating. And we saw something sensational. Not only did he bring his 100 up, he brought the 200 up for Ireland as well. And he wasn't done yet, was he? 216 scored by Ireland here. And Tim Tactor, take a bow. 108 of 32 not out.
Yeah, and he's actually surpassed in strike rate by Sam Harbinson, who came out at the end and hit 14 off only 3 deliveries faced. A nice little cameo from the skipper there, but this really was about Lynch at the top of the order. 50 off 13 before he was clean bowled. And Tim Tector, 108 off only 32 balls. So Irish eyes are certainly smiling here at the start of their championship a week campaign, Rico. Unfortunately, a few less sparkles in the eyes for the Spanish bowlers.
Yeah, I mean, have a look at that. He's already playing his first match, going for 57. But look, there were better bowlers than him that went the distance as well. Roger Adil went for 43, Rabul Khan 41. But no variations, no spin. Of course, Babar Khan being injured before he even bowls the first ball, that doesn't help. And for some reason, not using the likes of Yasser Ali as well.
Yep, strange stuff, Rico. I think they've got to have a think about that back in their captaincy and coach consultation sessions. I'm sure Corey Rutgers and the Brains Trust of the Spanish team, though, will be feverishly working out how they can chase down this total. They've got some powerful bats, the Spanish. They will give this a shake. Ireland, 216 for 3 off their 10. We will be back here on the European Cricket Network. It's Andrew Ryan here with Rico Full for the Spanish chase in just a couple of minutes. Please join us then.
European Cricket Championship is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, Junta de Andalucía, and Stake.com. And the official charity partner, Share the Meal, by the United Nations World Food Programme.
And welcome back, European cricket devotees. We're here at the Cardimer Oval for day one of Championship Week here at the European Cricket Championship. And haven't we witnessed an exhibition of clean ball striking and power hitting by the Irish 11. They are certainly favourites at this stage of the game after a wonderful innings in which the poor Spanish attack was slapped to all corners of this Cardimer Oval. Ireland are racking up 216 for 3 of their 10 overs, kept a pretty consistent run rate of 21 runs over the whole way through, and this is a mountainous task for the Spanish batting lineup, but we know they've got some excellent stroke makers within this team, and they will certainly be giving it a red-hot go, and a man who comes up with some red-hot chat frequently on the microphone. Joining me, Andrew Ryan, here in the commentary box, it is Rico Full.
Thank you very much, Rhino. Well, red hot is what Spain have to be, as red as they're out their kit. And, well, we need some spicy stuff from them. And, DDC, he won the toss, remember, and put Ireland in. So he probably feels that he's got to score a few runs, and, well, Spain could certainly do with him scoring a few. And, well, Tector, you'd think he'd be tired, but he's not. He's starting off with the bowling. And it's going to be a dot to start off with. What a moment for him. He's in the Hall of Fame, scores the century. Also, we've just seen 20,000 runs reached in this championship already. That's been absolutely brilliant.
So many centuries during the course of this year. As that goes high into the air, fielder running back, and it's a pretty neat catch from Jared Wilson there at mid-off. Well, Tim Tector, he could be on track for a record set of fantasy points. That's a lovely piece of bowling.
Yeah, and DDC, he makes a pair. He was out for 0.
I think, is that 4 consecutive ducks for him in this tournament, Rico?
Oh, well, I'll tell a man who will know is Vinny Sandu. He's probably listening and he'll probably come up with the stats for. But what I can tell you is in the earlier match, he went for a 2-ball duck. And it's going to be a 2-ball duck for him here again. So it's not a good day with the bat for the captain, DDC. This is a big opportunity for him. I mean, if you're not going to win the game, maybe try as a team to try and get to a 150 score. And for DDC to get going, well, he ain't clicking. You need him to start clicking. He goes up the famous steps of the Cardimer Oval without a run to his name. And Derek will be there to greet him.
Tell you what, Tim Tector could be en route here for the single greatest performance in ECN history, Rico. Hitting an unbeaten century of 30-odd balls. He's got a wicket second ball. Ahmed Ihsan at the crease. Oh, my goodness. Well, he's also come up with probably the worst ball we've seen all tournament. That one has flown out of the front of his hands and over the keeper's head.
Well, what's Ihsan done to him? Because this one, yeah, you're right. This is a real gun. Oh, my word, look at this. Well, you won't see it on the camera. You won't see. I told you won't see it. Oh my word! Is that the worst ball that we've ever seen? Well, you were just building him up. I mean, of course, he's had a sensational day, but that's a ball you want to forget.
Well, I'm sure we'll replay it on social a couple of times, and we might have that replayed a few times as well, as Yassin has launched Tector over the mid-wicket boundary for a Maximo.
Yeah, Mohamed Yassin, he batted very well earlier, didn't he? And he wants to continue in that form, made 37 of 22. And he started the fight back against Jersey. And let's see if he can spark a fight back. An unlikely one, though, you have to say, against the Irish.
Well, Tector, ever since I talked about him having possibly the greatest game in ECN history, he's come out with a terrible full toss and then been smacked for a Maximo. So let's see what happens this ball. Floated outside off stump, probably not as convincing from the flashing blade of Yassin, but hits a boundary, and Spain, bright start from them despite the loss of DDC.
Yeah, that's better, isn't it? 6 and 4, and we often say on the network, he's hungry for more. Well, he needs to be hungry for more. And Spain, they do need a lot more of these as well.
Tector getting a taste of his own medicine. That one's dropped onto the stump, slow ball, and Yasin has timed it beautifully right over the top of the hospitality tent, and he's taken 6-4-6 off the last 3 deliveries.
Well, this one has our catering partner, Purple Pepper, under a bit of attack. Well, they've been peppered because this is a biggie. Well, you might as well look like that. And, well, Salim Dar, he's not messing around, is he?
Bit of confusion as to who was taking strike there. Salim Dar is the man who has launched those last 3 balls. The left-handed gun from Spain, as that one's even slower from Tector. Cut to the fielder at point. That is the end to an eventful first over, but certainly Spain, at least there or thereabouts with the run rate they need. They're 18 for 1 over down.
Well, Tector doesn't go magical, so I'll be happy about that. We've seen plenty of magical overs. 90 matches since we've seen a golden ball. I'll tell you what, if we get one in this one, it will be the best match that we've ever seen on the European Cricket Network.
I suspect you're not getting a tingle, a golden ball tingle just yet, Rico.
No, I'm not getting a tingle just yet, but weirder things have happened, and I can tell you it won't be easy with this guy coming on the bowl. Ollie Riley was the pick of the bowlers for the Irish in their group stages. And, certainly he bowled brilliantly well. Picked up 6 wickets.
Good flash of blonde hair for a fast bowler, isn't he? Pretty decent run up as far as T10 cricket goes. Steams in, puts that down the leg side. May have just lost his rhythm. Steaming in for his first ball. So this man is very important for this Spanish batting lineup, Rico, isn't he? He tends to come in more in the back half of the innings as almost their designated closer, but given they're needing to stay around 20 runs and over, I think this is a good move from the Spanish to push him up. Riley wide of off stump, and it swings even further.
Yeah, he's gone both sides of the stump so far, and 2 wide on both occasions. This one does swing a long way and gets called a wide. I mean, just catching a bit of that line there.
Just feels like he hasn't quite hit the crease on those first 2 balls. Fairly tall, young, strapping man. That one swung wide down the leg side. It's actually well taken by the keeper. Seamus Lynch with the gloves for the Irish 11.
Yeah, won't be happy about this though, the Irish. I mean, 3 wide deliveries on the spot from Riley, who, well, when we saw him in the group stage, he had his radar well and truly switched on. It's a bit astray here at the moment.
Hasn't registered a legitimate ball yet. Admittedly, neither did Babar Khan. First delivery of this game, for those of you who missed it. That one's gone straight up. Fielder's tracking back. It's not going to be an easy catch. Excellent effort, but it rolls off the fingers for a boundary. Hassan, he's underway.
Yeah, brilliant effort this. It's got Macbeth. I think he knew the risk here, and he's getting handshakes all around for the effort. But if he gets anything on this and doesn't take the catch, the ball is going to ricochet and go to the boundary. That's what happens. But look, at full stretch, it would have been spectacular, but it ends up being the boundary.
Oh, that one hits the pitch hard. Hassan tries to hit across the line, and he's dropped it. Ollie Riley has put down Mohammed Hassan. It probably won't cost the Irish in this game, but tell you what, the young man probably should have done better than that. Came up with a good delivery, lifted off the pitch. And for a player of his calibre, it's a fairly gettable catch.
Well, you might think that the Spanish not had too much luck in this contest. Well, they've just had 2 bits of luck there in 2 deliveries, and Ishan is the man who's having it.
Oh, he takes no sympathy on the young fast bowler as he slapped him over towards the cactus. That's a wonderful Maximo.
Well, drop me, and, well, maybe you'll pay. When he got dropped by Macbeth, which was a difficult one. That's how he got his first runs on the board, and then a straightforward corner bolt, and next, this, boom, shakalagya, and Ishan, he's up and running.
Yeah, not that much different to the shot that Ishan tried to play off the previous ball. That one was just a touch fuller in length, didn't get the same lift off the pitch. And Riley, 13 off his first 3 balls. Spain right up with the run rate. Does go that bit shorter, but Ihsan sweating on it. Hits it up to the interview platform. No one there. There's no one who's stopping that ball either. Consecutive maximos for Ihsan.
Yeah, lovely shot, beautiful hook shot, and it's a good job. There's nobody in the ECN studio because that one certainly would have caused a few problems. What a lovely shot this is. So yeah, I like this in Spain. This is what you got to do.
Get the feeling Ihsan has read him like a book on that occasion. After being swatted across the line, that he knew he just had to sit back. He was going to get the short ball from the young fast bowler, and he's played it very, very well. So Riley, 19 off his first 4 deliveries. Spain, 37 for 1. They've actually doubled their chances of winning, according to our supercomputer. Gone from 1 to 2%. Oh, Ihsan, he tries to take them further. Hasn't got a great piece of it, but it'll carry the boundary by a couple of metres. And so that's yet another maximo in the books. Spain races along, 43 for 1.
Put the men back, didn't he? 2 men on the boundary. You knew it was going to be short. It wasn't a bluff, it was short. And Ihsan goes for it and gets it. And this over, well, it's gone magical. It could go supersonic.
Well, the captain, Sam Harbinson, he's there mid-off, just having a few words to his young paceman. Riley goes short of a length as well. That one didn't quite get up, maybe just a touch change in pace. But a good start for the Spanish. First 2 overs down. They've raced along, 43 for 1.
Yeah, loving the fight. Let's have a look at this. So you can see there, Ireland, in terms of International Hall of Fame run scored, they're second behind what we saw from Hungary when they put 220 on the board against Turkey. Of course, that was when Aligos Deploy went crazy and scored 161. And well, Ireland are up there. But can Spain put themselves up there as well? Because they've started magnificently well. They're where they need to be at the end of 2 overs. And looks like we're going to see a bit of a change here as Matthew Weldon going to come on to have a bowl.
A young left arm paceman steaming in for the 3rd over. Not a bad ball, but just dragged off to the leg side, and Dar will charge through for the single. I did a little bit of research on young Matthew Weldon in between games. Actually won a competition to find a fast bowler in his home province back in Ireland. So a young man ID'd for his fast bowling talent a few years ago.
Well, left armour, let's see how he fares against Ihsan, who is, well, after being dropped twice, is running hot.
Short ball in the leg, that's not where you bowl to Mohamed Ihsan. Should have learnt that from the over of his predecessor, Riley. Lovely shot.
I mean, there's not really too much thought going into this at the moment from Ireland. I mean, I know they've got stat loads of runs to play with, but they're bowling where Ihsan likes it at the moment. You don't bowl short to this guy.
Especially with the new ball too. Put it up there, try to get it moving sideways.
50 up already here, Rhino. So Spain, at the moment, you'd probably say they're right on course and they're going neck and neck with where Ireland were.
Switch to fielder down to backward square. That one's at least a better line. Probably still a touch short, but at least he's made Ihsan adjust the shot. So they've moved a fielder out there to deep backward square, Rico. You're almost hoping for a mishit because that's your target to bowl short and on the hips or at the chest of Ihsan. He's not going to miss out too often.
No, but also, I mean, with this line that Weldon, you've seen him start with like that delivery. No 3rd man back. I mean, Ihsan's not going to shy away from it. He gets anything on this, he's going to fly to 3rd.
Dropped onto the leg side. Fortunately for Ireland, not punished. Throw coming in. Ihsan was probably a little bit sluggish to get going, but they'll scoot through for the leg bye. So Weldon's just got this touch under control. The difficulty for Spain here, Rico, is it probably only takes 1 or 2 overs only going for 10 or 12. And you really, really finding that run rate required jumping up significantly.
Yeah, I think while you're there, while you're in sort of this dreamland, if you like, and this fantasy cricket being played, you go with it. You keep playing your shots. You keep believing you can get there. This one's up in the air. Will this one be taken? Weldon says, I want it. And he does take it. He called it early. He doesn't want the wicketkeeper getting in his face. And no mistakes this time. Not like what we saw from Ollie Riley. Takes it. It gets the wicket. It's going to be the end of Hamza Salim Dar. So well done to young Matthew Weldon. Spain lose their first wicket in 51. But yeah, just going back to what I'm saying, I think while you're there and you've got a realistic chance, you keep going for it. As soon as you get that 1 or 2 overs that takes you out of contention of getting a win, you still got to be thinking of still getting to a 160 sort of score, whatever, because that's going to see you in good stead for the other matches to come.
Sage advice from an experienced watcher of T10 cricket. Rico full as Salim Dar goes for 17 off 6. That ball just tried to pull it over to the leg side. It was certainly short of a length, just probably a little bit wide of off stump, lost control. That was skied, brings Yasir Ali to the crease. There is no shortage of power in this Spanish batting lineup if they can keep the wickets under control. They are one team which can genuinely give a 200 target a shake. Probably Yassan continue to be the key man. Have got Mohamed Yassin, who did hit runs in the first game, so they've got him still in the pavilion ready to go. Ali steps across early. And he hits that cleanly enough, carries the boundary by a good 20 metres and gets going with a Maximo.
Yeah, good shot.
End of the third over, Rico. And the Spanish, pretty good power play, 57 for 2.
Well, just in case if you were wondering if it's still hot, yeah, it is. Do you need the sunscreen? Yes, you do. You can see a few of the ECN crew there applying some of the sunscreen. And, there you saw in the firing line was the CEO there, Roger Finer. A lovely hit.
Roger didn't dive for the catch, Dan Weston style from previous tournaments here at Cardimer Oval. Just biding his time for something even more spectacular. And speaking of spectacular, this has been a cracking start to the Spanish chase. They're just a touch under 20 runs and over at the moment. And they're going to face trial by spin here. Gavin Hoey coming on for his first over of the game. He was pretty impressive during the group stages for Ireland. Lands the leg spinner just outside off. They'll have a shot at the stumps. It's a direct hit and no need for the video umpire. Yasir Ali caught short. Wonderful piece of fielding. That is Tim Tector, who continues an absolutely spectacular game.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's not waiting to see the video evidence on this one. Yasir believes he's gone. But they go on the hit. Here comes the throw. And let me just see this again. Make sure that there is no glove involved in breaking the stumps. Maybe see the other angle one more time. But there's the throw. And he doesn't miss out on it.
Wasn't the cleanest bit of wicket keeping. I think the ball has struck the stumps before there was any contact with Lynch's gloves.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this angle here, see if the ball gets past. Yeah, I would say just before the gloves get anywhere near it. No issues there. They've had a look at it, and looks like he is going to go as he continues to make his walk up the steps, which is going to be unfortunate because he hits his first ball for 6, but he's not going to get another. And great bit of fielding. And Tim Tector, well, he's a Minders touch continues as Yasir will go for 6 off the one ball that he faces.
Yep. If you had Tim Tector in your fantasy team today, you'd be fairly satisfied. If you didn't have him, good luck trying to have any success. He is racking up points and value all over the place as Awais Ahmed, the wicket-keeper, strides to the crease. And just that run out and has just put the brakes on things a touch. I think it's a good move from the Irish. Bring on Hoey here. Leg spinner bringing about a bit of control. That one's cut, and it's cut delightfully by Ahmed. Not a huge gap between those two fielders. Backward of point, but he has found it.
Yeah, nice shot from Awais Ahmed. He's normally very strong and likes to play a lot of shots on the leg side. And when you see him start with one like that on the off, it means that he's in good form. He's getting a chance higher up the order as well. And one thing for sure, as how he comes in again, gets played down the ground. Yeah, one thing for sure, as we haven't seen Baba Khan come out yet, that injury that he's picked up is more serious than what we first suspected.
Certainly could be, or perhaps they just don't want to risk him this early in championship week, as it actually looks like, speaking of things that are broken, perhaps an issue with the bat from Awais Ahmed. Son finally gets back onto strike for the first time in a while.
Yeah, don't let Hoey's, don't make you think he's just slow. He bowls an incredible bouncer, A little
bit of air, almost Yorker length, as San just drives it out. So Hoey comes from a well-renowned cricket family in Ireland. His dad, Connor Hoey, played for the national team back in the day. Was also a leg spin bowler of very, very good reputation. I'm sure he's very proud seeing his son represent the Irish 11 out here at Carter Oval. Let's get a new piece of wood. Let's see how it goes. That's another good delivery. They probably would have been a nice combo at father-son cricket back in the day. The Hoey family ripping out leg spinners from both ends. Good over from him so far, only going for 6. That's another excellent ball. It's probably the best over we've seen in this game, and a big one in the circumstances of trying to keep this run rate under control. So the end of the 4th, Spain 63 for 3.
Yeah, and that's one of the 2 overs that you were talking about, Ryan. 2 good overs from the Irish, and it takes out all possibilities of Spain winning the match. And that one there, you see already, look how dramatic the decline is there. A couple of good overs there. Weldon doesn't bowl a bad one at all, only goes for 14. That only goes for 6. And they're going to continue with a bit of spin here from Mike Frost.
Tell you what, Rico, that was not just a good over. As Frost comes in and he's hit very cleanly down the boundary. Nifty bit of work out here from Scott Macbeth. They might have a look at that one, but I think he's managed to keep his feet off the ground while control the ball here. Pops out of his hands at this point. Foot still in.
Nicely done.
That's good work. Good work.
And that's maybe the difference there. I mean, just remember Yasser Ali had one on the boundary and he caught it, but put his foot on the line. And I was saying there, good teams find a way to hold on to it. Oh, that's nicely played. A delicate little touch. The chase is on. Under, Iba, but not going to get there. So a nice little touch. Soft hands from Awais Ahmed. Beautifully played. Yeah, sometimes, fielding makes such a big difference. And that was Tector. That was on 40 when Yasser took the catch. So sometimes just being a little bit more alert and being able to play and these smart little bits of play in the field can make such a huge difference.
Yeah, played a couple of boundaries behind point there as that's flighted just in and around middle stump. Just going back to that previous over, Rico, from Hoey. The first over to not go for double figures in the entire game.
Yeah, massive from Hoey, and I know Vinny is very impressed with Hoey, and we haven't really seen a chance for him to bat as well. He's a very good batter. This one was in the slot and it disappears. So Frost decides he wants to float one up there and see what he gets from the batter. Well, Mohammad Ishan says, you know what? I haven't done it yet. I've got more runs to score, and he puts another one into the stands.
Lovely shot from Isan. They need to get him on strike more frequently. Oh, and he's gone for a double up with the Maximos. He's defrosted the young left-arm orthodox spinner. He's now gone for 18. 1 ball to go of this over, and Spain keeping themselves in touch.
He's such a clean hitter of the ball, is Ishan, when he's going. And I know a lot of people that have seen him play over the years for Spain will know that. Beautifully played. And, well, Frost in danger of going magical.
Better ball once again. Gets it up into that Yorker length. This son's irritated with himself, but at least he retains the strike for the next over. Halfway through, Spain, 82 for 3.
And welcome back into the Dream Box, where we've seen some great action. And talking about dreams, I mean, Ireland in the 200 club, 216. And what about that knock from Tim Tector?
Absolutely sensational. He's a high-quality player, Tim Tector. We talked about him being a captain of the Irish under-19 side for the last under-19 World Cup. So he comes from good stock, another great family of Irish cricket with his brother Harry and James, both being very, very good cricketers as well. But sensational innings. And I think Ireland, I actually expected maybe they might take this first game to just get back into their stride, particularly given they haven't played a huge amount of this T10 cricket in their history. But they've made a statement in this first game. Yeah,
they certainly have. And I think the thing about it is by getting those big runs on the board, it gives them the opportunity, and their captain Harbinson, to sort of give other bowlers an opportunity to bowl, which maybe in a closer game he wouldn't be able to do. So this is to start Championship week, this is the perfect match for them, isn't it? Because everybody gets a chance.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I think if you feel there's a weakness in their side, it's not that they haven't got depth in the bowling, maybe just lacking a strike bowler. Howie, probably one of the better spinners in this competition. He'll be very important for them in the middle overs. But if they're continually getting targets of 170 to 200 to work with, they're good enough to keep opposition batters in check. They're going to be a very hard team to stop in this Championship week.
Yeah, I mean, they showed that with that explosive batting performance. It was wonderful to watch. I know we enjoyed it up here in the box, and I know that people around the globe, wherever you're watching from, would have enjoyed that great performance. But look, Spain themselves, 82 at the halfway point. If they were batting first here, we'd be up and about saying, well, what a start. You know, they're on a 160 to 170 score. But this time around won't be enough. Miscue, chance, straight after drinks, taken. They'll probably maybe want to have a look side on this. So
the way he was running was very confident that this was going to be called a no ball.
Let's see. Well, they're asking the question. And, well, let's have a look. For me, if he's up in his crease upright, I don't think it is. And, yeah, he's given out. I think that's the right call for me because he does come out. He's leaning down a little bit, and the ball is going downwards. So it's there or thereabout, but not too high, says the umpire, and he's given.
Yeah, 50-50 call for me, that one, but happy for it to be given as a legitimate delivery. I was almost surprised with the length of the way Isan would have expected him to clatter that over to the mid-wicket boundary, but as it is, just gets cramped up. And unfortunately, the danger man for Spain, he trots off back to the pavilion. Wasn't a bad little innings from him, but they were going to really challenge this target, then they probably needed a touch more. He goes for 43 off 17. It looks like Smith coming to the crease. So try to keep this, at least the bowlers guessing, with a bit of a left arm, right combination. So ready, right arm paceman, left arm bat. Let's see what he can produce. He's got a big job to do. Tough gig facing Howie. Not a great ball for him though, so it's a decent start. And probably tactically, 5 balls left from Howie. He'd much prefer to be bowling to right-handers, so it's not a bad move from the Spanish.
Nice though, that for Reddy. Of course, he wasn't ready for what happened when he was bowling, when he was taken for over 50 runs, but gets his first ball and plays it away to the boundary. So well done, muy bueno, chico. Let's hope if he can get a few more out of the middle as well.
Oh, he certainly has. He says, ready, steady, Howie, as he launches the leg spinner over the square leg boundary, and he starts like a rocket, 10 off his first 2 balls.
Yeah, nice. This is good. I mean, he's going towards the legs. He picks it up quickly, and what a good start. So even though they lose a big wicket, the next batter comes out and is being super aggressive.
Change of angle, and it's swung to the leg side again, but this time straight down the throat of the Irish outfielder, and after a bright start, Reddy goes for 10, and it's another wicket for the young leg spinner, Gavin Hoey.
Yeah, Gavin gets another one. Once again, it was there for the taking, but he wasn't able to get underneath this one. Maybe it's slightly quicker, gets to him a little bit quicker, can't get underneath it, can't get the elevation. Good technique, you'd expect that from the Irish. Nice, safe hands from the fielder. And another one bites the dust. So a couple of boundaries and out. And that was the captain, Sam Harbinson, taking the catch.
Yeah, I like that change, the fact that he came back over the wicket, Rico. I'm not sure about leg spinner, left-handed batter, bowling around the wicket. Just the angle is just too much the same, whereas at least the trajectory coming from over the wicket, you get the ball with the potential for it to curve in the air a touch, and at least you're changing the angle for the batter. It's a good change. Another full toss. Swung away to the leg side, so come up with a couple of full bungers in this over, Hoey.
Yeah, good to see Babar out there, and he ran that one pretty well. So whatever was the issue, it looks to be he's over it. Maybe he's coming in late here because of the amount of time he spent off the field of play. Couldn't go into bat until probably after 5 wickets down.
Short ball, well taken by the keeper. Interesting over from Hoey. A little bit of an licorice all sorts, but it's worked for him. A couple of good ones from him. He goes 2 for 17 off his 2 overs, and that has really put the brakes on this this Spain assault. 93 for 5.
Yeah, you're right. The slower bowlers getting the tide over us in, which mean now that Spain, any chance of victory means supersonic after supersonic. And they need to go over 30, 31 per over required from here on in. But they still, I think, will be looking to see if they can get to a 150, 160 score. That is important for them. It's important that as a group, as a team, they can notch up that mark. It will give them confidence. This one gets played away. So once again, sticking with the spin. So Frost, who went for a frosty 19 of his first. Only a single off his first here.
Wasn't a bad over. I like what he delivers though, Rico. Nice change up of really taking the pace off the ball versus spearing it in for the occasional Yorker. Oh, with a touch more air. Probably beat the batter a touch in flight, but Ahmed gets enough willow on it, sends it for a Maximo. Nice shot.
Yeah, nice shot. Well, air from the bowler and air from the batter as well, because that one sails through the air for 6 runs. A nice, clean, straight hit from Awais Ahmed. I like that from Awais. He's not tempted to go leg side. 100 comes up for Spain.
It's a little bit quicker, probably going down leg side.
Yeah, that's a good change up from Frost. Asked the question. The umpire says no. We'll see it again here. So it does come across, but that ball, I think the angle it's bowled at and with the spin, going to miss leg stick.
Yeah, not straightening really at all off the deck. That one, batter steps inside. That's a gorgeous cricket shot from Awais Ahmed. Just seeing the ball early, gets it right onto his pads, flicks it over the square leg boundary for a Maximo.
Yeah, like this. Once again, it's down the leg side, isn't it? And Awais Ahmed this time opts not to go for the sweep. And he waits for it, gets his wrist into play, beautifully timed, good elevation, 6 runs. Well, that's one that has to be found by the ball boys in the jungle, in the thick of things there. Watch out for the snakes. That's what I say, and the other creepy crawlies. Well, he's got it, he's found it. Good job.
Question for you, Rico. As a man who's spent a lot of time at Cardamar, have we actually ever found a snake?
Yes.
Up in the, we have?
Snakes and scorpions.
And scorpions.
Snakes and scorpions.
Lovely.
And I've been told, I've never seen it myself, the wild boar come out late at night.
Certain people in the team will be concerned about that news. That one's not well timed, and it's nicely caught with probably the most casual effort on a boundary that you are likely to see. Scott Macbeth, he's a talented young man in the field. And yet another wicket for the spinners of a full toss, Rico.
Yeah, well, they're going to check the height on it first. It's the umpires asked the batter just to wait while they have a look at this. There's definitely some mayo with the catch. I don't think he needs to get over the... So let's have a look at this. It's on the way down. So, okay, it is on the way down. I think it might be all right. It's another teaser. It's probably similar to the one that we saw earlier where Ishan got out, but the catch itself is taken and releases it here. Foot stays in the air, ball not touching, comebacks in, takes it. Yeah, I mean, it's a good catch from Scott Macbeth. Whether he needed to do the little showmanship there at the end, I don't know, but there's the decision. given by the umpire. So that is going to be the end of Awais Ahmed. He'll go for 22 of 11 deliveries.
Yeah, they're likely to fall short in this chase, Rico, but you look at moments that can turn games either way. Two waist-high full tosses that batsmen the quality of Ahmed and Ihsan expect them to be depositing those over the leg side boundary. As it is, they've managed to find the outfielders on both occasions. As Frost picks up a wicket, and Mohammad Yassin, who batted very, very well earlier, he's come to the crease, trying to continue with this left-right combination. Goes down the track, just swung across the line, and I'll take the single. So that's the end of the 7th over, and the Spanish 107 for 6.
Yeah, I like the positive approach from Spain. Like I said, it's if you're not going to win the match, take positives from it. I see it also, Corey's just changed the batting order around a little bit there as well, maybe to give the likes of Reddy and Baba Khan a hit. Yassin coming in much lower down where he normally would. I think this is all just to try and get the players to get a hit out there, ready for what's going to be a big day for them tomorrow. And of course, their first match tomorrow is going to be an exciting one because they take on Italy first one in the morning. And the next match up here, though, it's going to be super exciting as well. Jersey looking to bounce back after defeat to the Spanish up against England 11.
That should be a cracker. Jersey already having one game today, so they have lost it, but they'll feel back at home at Carter Oval as the skipper, Harbinson, comes in. That one's gentle appeal, but flying past the leg stump.
I think Ian Rummage is saying, "Are you really asking me?" I think that was definitely going down the leg side. Sam Harbinson, another quality all-rounder. Again, another great player who may not find himself getting too much action with the bat because of the way the others are batting around him. Well, that one has been absolutely clobbered. That is a biggie. Manos arriba, 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 arbitro, porque eso es una grande, que guay, que genial. Ese golpe es muy dulce, más dulce de tarta de chocolate. 6 runs.
Found some form early here on Championship Week. Yassin, that's a wonderful strike. Sent that ball a long way over the tents. And gentle welcome to the crease for the skipper. Robertson getting pumped for Maximo. Second ball, little shoulder wiggle as he strides toward the crease. Managed to extract a bit of a revenge, striking Yassin on the back.
Yeah, like that little bit of a shake there from Harbinson before he comes up to bowl.
It's a good shimmy, isn't it?
It
Gets
is.
him into a rhythm. Maybe he's got a tune in his head. Did you ever try to have a tune in your head to keep yourself relaxed when you were bowling?
Nah, no tune. No tune. Just had a little march. I always had a little march when I always counted steps back to my mark.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That was
always
your
had a
way
little
of
count,
sort of
yeah.
just keeping yourself in the moment.
Yeah,
And
count back, turn around, shine the ball a few times, and off I went. Oh, it goes
Short ball.
upstairs.
Called wide by umpire Ian, spreads the arms, gives the shoulders a little bit of a
I wonder if this
stretch.
is over the head. I mean, that's what it's called for. Yeah, good call there. Sulman Saeed. And the umpiring, have to say, has been super all the way through this championship. The best umpires in the world, and you need them against some of the best players in the world.
Robertson generating nice pace so far. Change of pace on that occasion, just keeps it inside the wide line. You see he didn't pick it out of the hand. Desperately begging for a wide. He's not going to get any assistance from umpire Ramage on that occasion.
Seems to be in shock, doesn't he? He says, what happened there? Well, it was a clever delivery. Harbinson using all of his talents.
Bring
There
the
you go.
fielder in from
Shimmy.
deep square. Goes for another change of pace. Probably snakes that one just inside the wide line as well. Yassin absolutely befuddled by what's coming out of the hands of the skipper.
Ooh, very, very close, but I'm quite happy with it. So, does run in front a little bit, doesn't he, in his follow through Harbinson?
That shoulder shimmy, that is going to become one of the stories of the tournament as he's just lost his line of touch on that occasion. Really, really stroking this wide line the last few deliveries.
Yeah, this time, I think Ian Rumbert says, nah. Yeah, just look when he follows through here, where he is there. I mean, I don't think he's running into the protected area. So I think he's okay. That's probably why Ian Rummage not really having a chat with him.
Oh, that is heaved over to the players' tent. Pretty good strike. I think that's Shub leaping, trying to take the catch, but probably better to keep your hands off that bullet. Spanish end up 121 on the board. Still 2 overs to go.
Yeah, Shub doesn't have the best of records with some of these catching, so I think you're better off leaving those alone. Well, you can see the first 8ers are in the firing line there, and nice shot there of Marta Maria as well. I wonder if we're going to see some more of those immaculately looked after nails that we sometimes get into the shot when she wants the high fives from the players at the end of the match. I'm pretty sure that we will.
So Spanish batting lineup, as you say, Rico, they've given a reasonable fight here. If they were, as you say, if they were batting first, sitting 120 with a couple of overs to go, you'd feel like they'd put a fairly good total on the board as Jared Wilson coming on to bowl. Good in the later overs for Ireland in group stages. That one's just on a length and it's coming towards our commentary box. That's an excellent shot from Baba Khan, and Mini Booney showing that he's got some strokes. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, Booney boom boom. And look at the quick hands here. Really quick hand speed. Gets it right. Out of the middle. Sweet. Sweet out of the middle. Sweeter than a bowl of rasmalai. 6 runs. And well, welcome to the party, Jared.
He's got some strokes, Babar Khan, and he's a sweet timer of the ball. Nice little change up from Wilson, really giving some work on the ball. Bit of lift off the deck too.
Yeah, doesn't really get his feet moving there, does he? There's the Babar, and I think that's what Wilson would have picked up now, and it wouldn't surprise me if he keeps going in those areas. Third man, though, still up in the ring. They haven't really pushed the third back at all.
Oh, needs to step across for the cut here. Oh, he just throws the hands at it, but it works out for him. And that's going to race away down to the boundary, so he gets his second boundary of the over. And the Spanish 131 for 6.
Yeah, and that's what he's going to do. You can see this, once again, no foot movement, but he's going to swing, and he's going to swing hard. And that's why quite often you'd see that the third back, but I suppose here, Ireland pretty confident that they can keep it as it is. I think Wilson may think about it as he looks at his captain, who says, nah, we'll go with it.
That one's on a length, swung across the line. That has gone like a rocket. And Scott Macbeth has done very, very well. Almost ended up with a hole in his guts if that one had gone through.
This is world-class fielding. It really is. I mean, look, he knows the catch isn't on. He knows he's going to hit the deck and it's going to accelerate at him, but gets his body behind it. Look, gets the hands there. Fantastically well done. And he's been a gun in the field, hasn't he? And he's taken 2 superb catches as well.
He's in back on to strike. 2 balls left in this 9th over. I don't think we've mentioned that it all happens in the 9th yet, Rico. On his outside off stump, you see it deep in the crease. Swings truly for a Maximo. So Spain continuing to fight hard, and as much as they will inevitably register a loss, they'll be feeling some level of confidence from how well they've hit the ball in this innings.
Yeah, Rhino. Well, it all happens in the 9th. Well, will it go magical? I think Mohamed Yassin would like to see it go magical. Wilson won't.
Well, he swatted that. It's gone like a bullet out to deep square leg. Could have been a run out, given that Babar Khan looked like he was running on a treadmill there at one stage. They managed to get through safely for the single.
Well, the catch goes down here. I mean, it was absolutely thumped. And you think with the standards that the Irish have brought to this, they'll take that. They don't. There was a chance of a run out as well because Babar wasn't running quickly. But they survive. It is the end of the 9th. And Spain, 139 for 6.
Quick check of the bowling figures. So Hoey probably the pick of the bowlers so far. 2 for 17. Bit of variation from his leg spinner. Probably exemplifying what the Spanish didn't bring to the table, Rico. It was just all pace on for most of the innings. It's actually been the overs of spin from both Hoey and Frost. As looks like the Irish fans are fairly happy with the way the proceedings have run today. The team is inevitably going to register a first up win Support crew just getting a little bit of exercise in there with the Irish/Mexican wave. Slightly less effective with only 4 people partaking in it, but they won't care one jot. But Weldon, if he's got any concerns about his economy rate, probably needs to pitch the ball up a touch more. It's an average delivery and you're sin. Smacks him for a Maximo.
Yeah, well, the Irish will be saying well done to the Irish, and they're talking well done. Well done is the man who comes on to bowl, but he gets peppered. The first one, that is hit big, 6 runs. And I think, look, in general, I think one thing that the coaching staff, so the likes of Corey, would have said to the boys is go out there and get 150 plus. And that's exactly what Spain have done. So even though it's going to be a defeat, this one will probably be looked at. It might even be called on the field of play. It has been. So that's going to be a 7-up. So, well, that is, if you like, just 13 of 1 delivery. This one is too high, and it gets absolutely thumped. It also means that the 150 comes up with still 5 balls to go. So Spain have, it's going to be a defeat, but they fought hard, and well, another high-scoring contest.
Well, you say defeat, Rico. If we get another 13 off every ball of this over, the Spanish will tie it. It could be golden ball, as it is. Weldon's unfortunately trying to ruin the chances of a remarkable comeback, as once again, Spanish just toying with the outfielders, just not pressing through for the singles.
Yeah, just single taken there, so Mohamed Yassin, he's had a good outing, I have to say. I think he was very good in the first match, 37 or 22. He's in the 30s again, so he's impressed. And bearing in mind that he's come in to take the place of Mohamed Babar, he's done brilliantly well. Certainly instrumental in getting that victory for Spain against Jersey, though, of course, Spain would be thanking Jersey for all those extras.
Short of a length. Well, probably not off the meat of the bat, but it has carried for yet another maximum. Babar strikes a 6 to keep his total moving. And tell you what, Rico, as much as they're going to win this game comfortably, I think the Irish will be happy that their pacemen in particular have had the opportunity to get this game out of their system. Whether or not this is tactically what the coaching staff are after, or the bowlers are just missing their lengths, I'm just not sure that with the pace that they're bowling at, that continually ripping it in at half track is the way forward.
Yeah, I mean, they needed a 200 on the board, didn't they, bowling this? That's better. It is pitched up, so better delivery.
Tell you what, Weldon could do worse than to literally just bowl that ball every single delivery. He's a tall man, he's got the advantage of the left arm angle, just tailing the ball back into the right handers a touch, but just being far too short. He's in 33 off 12. It's been another nice outing for him. Spain 160 on the board, so it's been a good batting effort from them all round. Another short ball swung across the leg side, and he's placed it well. Yassin adds another 4 to the total. And Weldon's gone for 38 so far, 1 ball left in his spell, so challenging introduction to championship week for the left arm paceman.
It's been interesting. I mean, you've touched on it and I have as well, but why all this short stuff from the seamers? I just don't understand it. I mean, they're lucky they got those runs on the board, haven't they? Because look at the score Spain have got to here, 164 with this to go. That might be a wide, it will be, so that will have to be bowled as well again as it goes over the head.
This is clearly a tactic, Rico. I can't fathom that he's just going against skipper's instructions here. So this is just seemingly tactically, I don't want to say inept stuff, but really against batters of this higher quality that they will come up against during championship week. And there are some phenomenal strikers in this tournament. If you're bowling this length continuously and predictably, they will get punished. That one's a little bit more uppish, but it's struck across to the fielder on the boundary out of deep cover, and they won't take the one. That's a comfortable win in terms of runs for the Ireland 11. They've beaten the Spanish by 51, and certainly the hefty target there, thanks to the century from Tim Tector earlier in the day, has led to that comfortable victory, but plenty of food for thought for the bowling lineup, Rico.
Yeah, plenty. I've really not been very impressed with the line that's been bowled here for Ireland. Of course, they'll be happy with the win. And, you know, it's a comfortable win. What a match, though. 382 runs scored in this contest. Of course, match number 1 when Spain took on Jersey, 311 runs were scored in that one. So it's been a high-scoring day. And Spain, look, yeah, they've lost this one, but they did have the win earlier, and they've scored 323 runs in the day, so they're not going to be too disappointed with that. I think the key thing was when you get 216 scored against you, to make sure that you reply well. If you're not winning the game, they didn't get skittled for 90, so it was I think there's positives there for Spain, and they're up against Ireland. Ireland, of course, probably one of the favourites. Let's be honest, the way they played in Championship week. And Spain, I think they'll take a lot of heart in that promising display. 165 for 6, but it is a win by Ireland by 51 runs.
Yeah, we shouldn't get too negative about the Irish. I mean, ultimately, they have managed a pretty comprehensive victory, and they also fielded very well. Hector, he was on track for the greatest individual game in history before he decided to bowl a head-high full toss. Things went a little bit down from there. Holly Riley, his head went down a few times as well as he was smacked to a few different parts of this Carter Oval there at the ground, but the Irish outfielders, even despite that drop on that occasion, they actually performed beautifully. Another man who showed some good signs, Mohamed Hassan, the nuggety right-hander from Spain, showing he is packed with power, and the Spanish did not mind this short of a length attack from the Irish 11 at all.
No, they didn't. I mean, you have a look at this, how many times the ball was short. Well, this one, though, was short, and that's the one time it actually did go in their favour. And Weldon was able to hold on to the catch as well. And that was Hamza Salim Dar going for 17 of 6. And then we saw, well, some positive hitting, but only one ball for Yasir, hit 1 for 6, and then gets run out. Great work from Tim Tector.
Yeah, sensational. Only had one stump to aim at. Another man who was very good in the field, Scott Macbeth, coming up with stops, coming up with catches. He's a cracking fielder to have at that long on position. The Spanish didn't let go. They faced an all-spin attack in the middle. Gavin Hoey and Mike Frost doing their best to stem the run rate. A couple of fortunate wickets. Hassan, he ended up trying to charge a full toss, squeezed one out and was easily caught. Same thing happened later in the game with Oais, but all in all, the Spanish, they found the boundary with regularity and probably just a little bit of extra quality in the field from the Irish, and the fact that the Irish could stem that run flow in the middle overs with the 4 overs from the spinners, which was really the difference in this game. And Spain will take some heart from the fact that they managed to get within 50-odd runs of such a hefty target.
Yeah, they will be. I like the finish though from them as well, Baba. Just it's good to see that he is okay after that. Well, it's quite a scary issue right at the beginning of this match when coming on to bowl the first over. He wasn't able to get the ball in before he got some sort of freak injury, but he's okay. Mohamed Yassin continuing the good work that he's shown with the fine 37 not out. So a lot of positives here for Spain, and I think when you go down losing a game to the Irish, and especially when they put 216 on the board, well, if you come back yourself and score 160 plus, I think you take that. So, and the other thing is they could have really been hurt on the net run rate here as well. So coming close. I know it's still a 51-run defeat, but it could have been a lot worse.
Certainly could have. We know Corey Rutgers is a man who's patient. He plays the long game. He understands how these tournaments can play out. So I'm sure he'd be giving some reassuring words to his Spanish team. Probably a few concerns for them with DDC falling for yet another duck. He is on a fairly tragic run. But a man who had no problems getting the runs today, Tim Tector. He went for a few with the ball too. Took a wicket, but went for 17. But Gavin Hoey, he was the bigger of the bowlers, 2 for 17 in the middle there. And I thought Frost, despite going for 33, actually showed that he will be a useful contributor in the middle overs. Ultimately, Rico, Ireland winning that against Spain by 51 runs. Probably big question marks for both of these teams within their bowling attack. They look 1 or 2 short in terms of being able to really keep pressure on these top-tier batting lineups. Yeah,
I think that's a very valid point from you. Both teams, Ireland and Spain, will look back at the bowling there. Spain, well, they're missing that spinner, that's for sure. And Ireland, well, I think their seamers were, well, let's just say they were a little bit too content in banging the ball in short, and it didn't always work. I think just on the one time that they had success. This one, though, coming up is going to be a real feast. Jersey, after a very, I've got to say, poor performance from them in the field when they gave 35 extras, allowing Spain to get to 158, then falling just 5 runs short. They're looking to bounce back here. And up against England, who, okay, they had their issues, didn't they, in the group stages. They lost the once to Switzerland, but they came good when it mattered.
Yeah, certainly will be a great matchup between some local rivals there. Jersey versus the England 11 coming up in approximately 30 minutes. Please stick with us for some more ECN Plus studio action as Daniel Weston gets into the depths of Luxembourg cricket with Just Mies, the captain of the Luxembourg side. Plenty to learn from there. Plenty more cricket action coming on later this evening. It's Andrew Ryan here for the European Cricket Network. Thank you very much to Rico Full, and we will have you back here in half an hour for the game of Jersey versus the England 11. Please join us then.
Joost, great to have you here on the show. Thanks for coming. Just wanted to understand, what are some of your first memories in cricket?
I grew up in The Hague in the Netherlands, and I got two older brothers, and we all played football at a football club in The Hague, and they played cricket in the summer. So you could sort of extend your season to play with your mates by playing a different sport, and that's how we rolled into it at 6, 7 years old.
Right, and what was the name of the club?
In Dutch HCC, but you would pronounce it HCC, so the Hague Cricket Club.
Yeah.
One of the older clubs in the Netherlands, and I mean a great place to play. And the fun thing about cricket in the Netherlands is that it's always sort of developing international players who come for a year of coaching and playing in the first. So one of my first coaches was Gary Kirsten, just before he sort of went to play for South Africa and then went to coach every big team in the world.
Right. So was he a player coach? Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he played in the first and then coached the juniors together with some other guys who would help out, but there would always be one sort of overseas pro. And Nathan Astle played in the time when I was young. Tim Zoor, you must recognize.
I know
that
Tim
as
Zoor,
an Aussie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So quite some big guys who've made it. Andre Adams used to be a coach. Chris Pringle. So it was interesting. I mean, it's always a bit of a bargain. It's whether you buy a player or you buy a coach for the season, because you could buy 1,000 runs, but if you don't sort of help out your kids, it doesn't really help the longevity of the club.
Right. So you must have a very successful history there at the club.
In the old years, far before my time, I think we won a lot. Even our seconds won a lot. But in the more recent history, I think there are a couple of clubs in Rotterdam who've been more successful. I think they've also been here, VOC, Excelsior, and then now VCC in Voorburg.
So you were playing your junior cricket and teenage years, continued playing through the club system?
Yeah, until I went to uni, and then I made some different choices.
Were they good choices?
Well, at the time, they felt like they were good choices, not for my cricket. And
so what did you study?
I studied law in Leiden, which is very close to The Hague. And my first job was in Curaçao in the Caribbean. And now everybody thinks cricket in the Caribbean, but not on the Dutch islands. So I only played one Saturday evening, and I decided, okay, well, this is not really for me. Spent 3.5 years there, and then moved to Luxembourg in 2007.
Right, great. And what from some of your first memories of cricket in Luxembourg?
I remember we arrived in January, so from the Caribbean, -4 in Luxembourg, me and my then girlfriend, and it was extremely cold, first of all. And then there was a cricket drink in a bar in like an industrial area. It was just super vague, but it was a very warm welcome. And there was another Dutch guy who sort of tried it out, and he was a mate, so we went there together. And then we found out that there was actually a cricket club, and that it was a very, very healthy cricket club. We had one ground, and that's sort of how it started. So in the summer of 2007, I just went along and started to play my games.
Incredible. Oscar's here is actually a very, very good fielder. So if there's a ball coming our way, then he's going to run and jump and take the catch of the year, okay? But it sounded good off the bat just then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, incredible. And so what was the name of the first club that you joined in Luxembourg?
Yeah, so the Luxembourg setup is somewhat awkward because there's almost an umbrella club which is called the Optimist Cricket Club, and they run the ground because they work together with the commune. And then there is a Luxembourgish league with a variety of Luxembourgish club. So sort of the Optimist local club is called the Walfranche Optimist Cricket Club, because Walfranche is a village where we play. And then you have other clubs like Star and Heritage and others. They play a local league. But the Optimists play in the Belgian league with 2 teams, 50 over cricket. Because the Optimist was a founding member of the Belgian Cricket Federation. And so traditionally we've played our cricket there. Which is a bit of a travel because Ostend is 3 hours away, you know, Brussels is 2 hours away. But it is, you know, because it's just more people playing cricket, it's a higher standard than what we had in Lux, although that is really creeping up now.
So it sounds like there is a lot of travel there in that case, but otherwise with the ground, I've heard there's a lot of short walks to the ground from where you and Madhu, the president, live.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I live in the street where Tony Whiteman used to live, and Steve Evans, the former president of the federation, still lives. There's another Optimist member, so there's 4 people living in the same street in the village where we play cricket. And then Madhu lives even closer to the ground. And then we have one of the players who's not here but who regularly plays. He just moved, I think, from sort of Luxembourg City to Walfranche, so he has a view. So, you know, we try to get as much people living in the village, because then we can also control the vote in the commune a little bit.
well done. Oh, the vote's important. And at that ground, are there nets and training facilities as well?
Yeah, so we have, we are in a very luxurious position that we've always been a saving club. So we've saved money where we could. So that helps at moments when we need to spend. But we have 4 bays in one concrete sort of based netting on the side of the the road.
The road, yeah.
And then we had a shed, and our commune has now helped us to build a clubhouse. And they have funded that, but our nets need a bit of revamping, so hopefully we have time in the winter to do that. And the way we try to do that is sort of to seek support from the Walfranche commune, either sort of manual or monetary, and then pitch in half. So one of the bigger projects we have now is that we are going completely green with the way we maintain our ground. So we're going to buy one of these electric, sort of the cargo golf buggy, and then with gang mowers instead of using a Toro which is running on diesel, etc. And so the commune likes it very much because A, it's a very green commune, and we're playing on floodplains, so you know, it's in the open area, so people it's also sort of noise reduction.
Yeah, right. And the clubhouse there, is that a place where people get together after a game and have a drink and have a sandwich and enjoy the company of each other?
Well, yes, but now we still have the shed, so they've just built the clubhouse where we actually have a social area and then a storage area instead of having everything in one. So now we are, because I'm the president of the club, of the Optimist Cricket Club, so now we've made a little subcommittee for the clubhouse to decide over the winter how we want to do it. But indeed, the idea is to really make it a social place. So also looking to every sort of type of member and every nationality and upbringing, whether we can do something in order not to make it a drinking hall if the majority of the cricket players don't drink. You know, that's not the idea.
Sure. And is there junior cricket that's happening through the club now as well, and at that venue?
Yeah. So every Sunday morning between 9:30 and 12, we have all the kids at the ground, and we got under 7s, under 9s, under 11s, under 13s, under 15s. And we got rotating, so sometimes the youngest take the net, sometimes the youngest play in the middle, and they also play indoors. So we have about 125 kids playing, girls and boys, which is great. My daughter is 12 and she also plays, so the boys as well, but she really likes it, so it's good. And our women just went on their first national tour to Corfu a couple of, I think, last month.
Yeah, fantastic. It sounds great. And are there a lot of immigrants that are still moving to Luxembourg from cricket-loving countries around the world?
Yes, yes, a lot. I mean, Amazon is very big in Luxembourg, and I think they have a moving policy which sort of coincides very well with Luxembourg and cricket. So if you look at Lux in general, I think there's 650,000 people living, and in 2021, 160 immigrants came from India. So if you sort of make a rough calculation, you say 25% of those are cricket players, then you got 3 new teams. So It is actually, the amount of teams is expanding very quickly. So our biggest enemy is that we just have one ground. You know, we really need to find ourselves another ground in order to make sure that we then can benefit from making the choices what kind of cricket we play, for whom, and at which time.
I was just about to cut the tape before you said football was the enemy. I wasn't sure.
No.
You said the lack of grounds, not football's the enemy.
No,
But
that's
obviously-
an interesting thing, because if you go back to the Netherlands, you see now that the most successful cricket clubs are the ones who don't share grounds with football anymore. Because football and hockey, field hockey, are indeed the enemy of cricket, because the cricket season gets smaller and smaller, and the football and the hockey gets sort of a larger season.
Yeah, but what we've tried to do here with the T20, with T10 and with the 50-metre boundary is to find a way of cricket to fit between two football fields. So if there is the opportunity where there's not football played on a weekend, then you know a T10 field can fit between two football fields. Just try to work them together.
Because do they play football here as well, or is it just old goals?
Yeah, there's some football goals here. But that's another cricket pitch as well, used by touring teams as well as this one. So yeah, no, we want to play as much cricket as we can, but we have to be adaptable, you know, for the environment that goes around there. And you think that, you know, all these people that are moving to Luxembourg and working in Luxembourg, if they're from the Indian subcontinent, are they going to stay in Luxembourg and then have children that are Luxembourgish and develop organically from there? Is that the big opportunity?
Yeah, I think most of them do. I mean, I don't really keep numbers, but I have the feeling that most of them do, and they find Luxembourg to be their new home. And then their kids grow up through the junior system. So we've got, in our team now, we got three kids who've been born in Lux. And some of us have the Luxembourgish nationality because they're sort of gotten by residents and by doing the tests. But most of the kids who are now playing in our junior system, they are born in Luxembourg.
Yeah, and therefore what's the language? What's the main language when the kids are training there?
I think it's still English because it's that we haven't really penetrated the local market. If we could get there, it would be probably French. Because they get French very early at school. Yep,
yeah. Well, that's a fascinating opportunity. More kids coming from getting exposed to the game early that'll talk to their friends at school and then encourage that growth to go viral and bring more and more kids down there. But it sounds like with your leadership and management and professionalism, that Luxembourg cricket is going to go a long way. It really feels good.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're getting there. I think we have always been very organized, long before I came there as a federation and as a club. And I think we now need to make sure we get that next step in order to not fall behind of the guys, of the larger countries which got more organized later, but are now sort of picking up the pace. And I think if we're talking about this tournament, I think we played quite well, but I think the other guys were just playing better because they have adapted themselves quicker to this T10 format.
Yeah, adapting fast. We've seen Star CC here a couple of times, and they get better and better every time they come. You only get better by coming and having that exposure. Yeah. One of the great things I've seen on your shirt, you've got your team sponsor for the national team as well. Would you like to give them a shout out?
Yeah, I'll do like this. That's JTC. JTC is a corporate administration provider, especially in fund administration and corporate services. Yep. It's actually the firm I work for as well.
Okay.
And they've been always very supportive to the Luxembourg cause. So they're not like the national team sponsor; they're more sort of the LCF sponsor. And it doesn't really matter which it is, but this is the only exposure they can get because we are unfortunately the only guys who get on the television.
Yeah. No, well, that's fantastic. We thank them for their support. Jos, thanks so much for your time here. Congratulations to the team and everything that you've achieved. But yeah, I'm excited with yourself and Madhu and everyone in Luxembourg cricket to really take it to the next step. So thanks for your time.
Super.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well done.
European Cricket Championship is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, Junta de Andalucía and Stake.com, and the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
Ven conmigo a cruzar su calle, a vivir su ambiente. Ven conmigo a vivir la vida intensamente. Conmigo ven, conmigo ven.
Hello and welcome back to the Costa del Sol. Well, 3 matches in and it has been quite the roller coaster so far. Coming up now is match 4 of Championship Week, and it's the one that I'm kind of calling the new Ashes. Don't ask me why, but we're going to see Jersey and the England 11 doing battle for the first time at an ECC. I know that we have a special guest at the coin toss as well, with Judith from ECN doing the duties. She's with Rob Kemming and the 2 captains. Let's see who wins the coin toss in match 4.
England, your call.
Dream 11. You can have a bowl.
Okay, Jersey will bowl.
Is Asa Tribe of Jersey. He's the stand-in captain today. We do expect Chuggy Perchard to arrive tomorrow, but Asa wins the toss and he elects to bowl. No surprises there. I think we know that Jersey like to chase. In fact, we know that England 11 kind of do too. So I think that's the reason that Jersey have elected to bowl first. And of course, Asa Tribe having a very good ECC. But the England 11, the word is they may have a little bit of a stomach bug going through the team. So hopefully that doesn't affect their performance here. Now, England 11, when we last saw them on finals day in Group E, they did have a bit of a scare going down and a bit of a shock loss to Switzerland in qualifier 1, but they did recover and they were brilliant in the final. Toby Greatwood with a hat-trick kind of just set up a memorable night for them. So they will have to bat first. Let's see how they go about it. Jersey, their bowling, it was off this morning, no doubt about it, and they couldn't quite save it with the bat in the end. Let's see if they improve in that department. Rico Full is ready and waiting. Let's get ready for the start of match number 4. Jersey winning the toss and electing to bowl. Rico, it's over to you.
Thank you very much to Mr. Maximo. Yes, good to see England back. And England, of course, remember when we last saw them, had a good win in qualifier 1 against the Swiss in the final. Of course, qualifier, it was Switzerland that beat them. That was a surprise. It's the only defeat that they've had. And Switzerland were hoping that they could do it again in the final. But it wasn't to be, as England put 138 on the board. And then it was a turn for Toby Greatwood to take those magical figures, 4 for 15, including a hat-trick that gave England the victory. But they will know that their batting really has to click. And Jersey, well, they lost their first match this morning, going down to Spain, and one thing that cost them was the number of extras that they gave. 35 extras, including 5 penalty runs which they gave away because of that, well, not keeping within the time. So they've got to get better than that. England, well, let's hope that they're able to put a good performance in. As Vinny said, word is getting out that struggling a little bit with a bit of an illness that's going through the camp at the moment. So let's see how they fare here, and maybe Jersey will see that perhaps as an advantage for them to get their first victory. They desperately would like one here, and they wouldn't want to be going back to base without any points on the board. But one thing they've got to improve on is the extras that they were giving away. Are they able to do that this time round? But we're going to have to wait and see. Hello to everybody around the world that's tuning in. And a lot of people will be tuning in via Viaplay in the United Kingdom and Ireland. Well, welcome. And well, let this battle commence as we wait for Frederica Constant, our official timekeeper, to give us the heads up. Tyrone Peters is the umpire, and he's out there with Nilkesh Patel as we wait for the first ball to be bowled in this clash. Jersey would love to get back. I mean, even though they went down to Spain, we saw 311 scored. Well, okay, that's one way to keep your mind off things, I suppose. And, well, England spending a little bit of time to relax and unwind. Well, maybe they're a little bit too casual here. They've got a lot of confidence in their batting, perhaps, and thinking we won't be needed. Well, let's wait and see. Here's the first delivery. And it's defensively played. So let's see how Jersey respond in this match. Gets this one in the right area, does some more Ball first up. Oh, playing and missed by Sam Young. It's one of the key players for England. Him and Dan Lincoln would have to be at their best. Dan Lincoln 146 runs in the championship. Sam Young with 152. So those two England batters really do need to perform and rock up. They'll be hoping that David Scott will put in another fine performance. Oh, swing and a miss. That one's had some wheels in that one from Samrora. Julius. Good delivery. They need to improve, don't they, with the ball. Too many extras against Spain, which cost them that match. There's no doubt about it. Short again. That's up in the air. And Fielder chasing it, but it will go all the way. 6 runs. Bolle, bolle, bolle. Manos arriba, arriba, arriba from the arbitro. As that one does go all the way. So gets a bit of width. And Sam Young, despite a good carry, hits this pretty well. And bat on ball, gives it a thump and gets 6 runs. Oh, wow. What does this hold? Hit something. And it looks like it's signaling saying it comes off the lid. Now let's have a look at this again. Well, I said he was bowling with some wheels. Let's see this one. He goes upstairs and catches the back of the lid. Well, that's a quick delivery. That'll be the one for the over. Well, Sam Young. And now this one. Well, that's the reply from Young. Says, well, you hit me, I'll hit you back. And that one sails over the boundary. It's the last ball of the first over. And England are 13 without loss. So Young goes big. So a couple of Maximos in the over. And the one wide. And this is how, of course, to remind you, the teams that we're seeing this week in Championship Week got here. The winners of the groups. Netherlands, of course, the reigning champions. And at the moment, all the lights on for the 7 teams playing in Championship Week. But which 4 will stay for finals day on Friday? 3 teams will be eliminated. Only the top 4 continue on Friday. It's good, sharp delivery. Nice start here from George Richardson. A little bit of cloud cover here in Andalusia. We're, of course, about 17 kilometers away from Malaga at the Cardiff Oval. Means that the ball might just swing around a little bit. Well, that one is going to be a wide. That's a good take by the keeper. Elliot Corbell behind the stumps. This one, there is a patch on the artificial here, especially from this side, the Cooper's Hill side, that once the ball hits it, it just takes off. We've seen 1 or 2, and that was another example of it. Oh, wow, that is a quick delivery. That really is. This is some express pace from Richardson. What a good delivery this is. Oh, it's getting a little bit spicy out there. Lucas Patel's got a bit of a smile on his face as well. He's enjoying things. This is, oh, look at the way this comes back as well. That is a great delivery. And now this one is a chance, but doesn't get taken. In comes the throw. And, oh, direct hit would have been close there as well. There's Dan Lincoln was running to the danger end. And that one definitely does catch a bit of the bat. Doesn't carry through. So, definitely a little bit of chitter-chatter happening there as well. Young, he has hit 2 balls for 6. And gets a short one, and this one could be coming towards me. Just dropping short. It's going to be 6 more. I would like to see the height on this one as well. And is that a catch taken by, well, yeah, it is. Look, he drops the bananas. Don't mind the bananas as long as we take the grizzly. Oh, let's have a look at this again as Maxi there, takes the catch. Yeah, nicely done, Maxi. And look at that, what a way to do it. He puts the bananas in the fruit basket, takes the catch and says, okay, I'll just go back to my base. Want to take him on, and a catch taken. Nicely done, good catch. And it's Asa in the action. So we see a big hit down the ground. It's a, well, pretty decent over, I suppose. Gets the wicket. Yeah, that's what you want to do. So Sam Young, after hitting 3 sixes on his way to 18, will depart. And just watch this, he's reaching for it. Is a wide delivery. And a nice catch there taken. Good technique from Asa Tribe. The captain gets the wicket. And a good time to welcome back into our box here to Vinny Sandhu.
Yeah, thanks, Rico. Good to be back. But yeah, Young, he'll be disappointed. He goes 6 and out. He's a guy that has been striking the ball well. But Jersey, what an opportunity for them to try and start their campaign here after that loss earlier on. But Young goes for 18 in this one, and it's 21 for 1.
21 for 1 with the ball to go.
First time in the back in the box since I witnessed that Irish assault I was in the fan zone. I met quite a few interesting characters down there as well, Rico. Got a great crowd in.
You were well camouflaged at one point. We didn't recognise you.
Richardson with a wicket.
Taking it on.
Close. Probably just was going to be in. But, Richton's coming at 3, so a sign that they like him in that position. I like him in that position as well. As we get to the end of the second over, would have just been out actually. So 22 for 1 after 2. Yeah, so talk about your mixed days. How about Spain getting over Jersey earlier on in the day? But I mean, they've been pounded twice when they've been in the field, getting done for 216. And although they made a few in the second innings, I mean, their net run rate's looking a little bit unhealthy. England 11, we're seeing them for the first time now. Germany will see them against the Irish tonight, and what a great game that will be as well. As Sumaret comes back to bowl the third.
And it's a chance. Oh, agonisingly over the hands, or hand, I should say, of the fielder. Well, maybe he just doesn't time his jump to perfection there, Richardson. See this again. Does he manage to get off the air? And sort of.
I couldn't see him catching it. Maybe he slightly misjudged it, but I don't think he's gonna touch it. But yeah, I mean, what I like about Jersey here, they're bringing the heat, aren't they? They're really challenging this English top order.
Now another chance. This time it's taken. Nicely done. Well, when he can get his hands to it, the catch is taken. And that is Patrick Gouge. Nicely done. So another wicket goes, and they remove the dangerous Dal Lincoln for just 1.
Yeah, and Lincoln is dangerous. You're right about that. He's a big game player as well. We remember how Lincoln was instrumental in the 149 chase that secured them the trophy 2 years ago. But, well, the big cry of Gouge is heard among the Karma Oval faithful. And yeah, out in force today, but Lincoln, unfortunately for him, he has to walk back as the second man to go for just a single. It's 23 for 2.
Yeah, a few words there to the new batter that's going out. As we see the departure of the captain of England, Dan Lincoln. Wasn't really able to get going, so the new man that comes out to see if he can get a good partnership going there with Richton. And, this is going to be Cameron Hemp, who's going to join forces with Richton out there.
Yeah, Hemp is a guy we kind of saw in fits and starts, didn't we, through Group E. And Group E was for England 11 in the end, although, of course, they had that stumbling qualifier 1, but they'd earned that right, to have a kind of an off game. Although Switzerland played magnificently well in that one, qualifier 1, getting Swiss the automatic pass to the final. England had to do it the hard way, but did in the end. And Sumaret, he's slippery, I'll tell you that much. Off a short run, really gets it through.
It's nicely bowled, but well played as well. Good bit of cricket to get off the mark straight away with him.
Yeah, looking at the percentages, they started 55-45 to England, but they pretty much flipped already, as you can see there on your screen. Julia, sometimes it's hard for me to believe he's still in his early 20s. You know, he's still a young man. He's just very assured, very calm.
It could be another. Wicketkeeper's got to put a name on this, and will take it. So Rishton is going to depart as well. And England, well, they're falling like flies here at the moment. All smiles on the faces of Jersey as England, well, they lose another 24 for 3.
Well, once again, we talked about the fact he's slippery off that short run. I just think he's beaten for pace here, Rishton. That's why he's late on the pull, straight up in the air, Corbell. Well, he had his heart in his mouth for a second, I'm sure, but he was never going to make a mistake here. Takes it easily enough. And so Jersey have 3 in the power play. Sumarat with 2 of them to his name, and it's 24 for 3.
Yeah, well, I think they're enjoying themselves there at the moment, aren't they, Jersey? And they needed to get a good performance in the field after the woes that they had against Spain, and they have started well. And the difference it makes when you're not bowling too many extras, just the 2 wides so far, so much better from Jersey. And England in a spot of bother. They need something big, and they need it quickly. There's a new bat comes out, and it's Fallows.
Yeah, Freddie Fallows. Can he turn this around? Well, PK in the comment section, he said Jersey seemed to have a decent bowling attack, but I feel it's going to be Rishton's game. Well, PK, I think you put the mocker on Rishton, because pretty much straight away he skied one. But yeah, Fallows, big left-hander. Let's see what he can do. 2 to come in the 3rd. Oh, almost blocked this down onto the stumps, and he blocks it down onto something else, I think.
I think he comes up and hits him on his grill. Watch this again. It could have got lodged in the grill.
Soft hands, they say, but if you're too soft, it can bounce backwards. Kind of hits the shoulder, but Fallows doesn't bruise easily.
Isn't it good to see batters wearing lids now? I'm loving that move.
Yeah. Just ask Hemp. He caught 1 or 2 in the first time we saw them, but this is a good hook from Fallows. He's off the mark with 6, so well, Julian gets it slightly wrong here. End of the power play with a maximal. It's 30 for 3.
Yeah, lets himself down with that one, doesn't he, to the left-hander. And all in all, it's not a bad over. 2 wickets did come off it. And just with that boundary, 8 runs. You'll take that. And Jersey at the moment will be pretty happy with where they are. Looks like we might see a little bit of spin soon, or will they go back to Richardson? Looks like they're going back to Richardson here.
Why not? I mean, get him while he's hot. You've got spin options through the middle. They are playing Britain again. It's probably a good thing. We've got Asa Tribe, some spin as well. I mean, Toby Britton, the youngster, who we are huge fans of, but he just couldn't get it right this morning. But he'll get another opportunity, and so I like that, the confidence in him. English camp, just a little bit, let's just say, nonplussed, I'm sure, with that power play. But yeah, it's good to see George Richardson back. Hello to his dad, Joel, as well, who we've seen here before at Carter Oval. But right now, it's George.
Started on down the leg side, so got a good run up, hasn't he, and gets all of the momentum into his action. But just noticing here, maybe a left-hander is causing a few issues.
Hello to Jack Kemp, actually, who was doing the keeping for Jersey. I know he's not on the trip this time, but to him and his family. His mum Nikki's been here before as well. I'm sure we'll be watching, along with a lot of others from Jersey.
Shot. Oh, that is absolutely creamed. Watch out in the fan zone. This is coming your way. Well, there's the English camp over there. They're going to be fielding this one.
Peacock Fridays come early, Rico, and some pretty cool threads over there. Now, this is a pretty hot shot, isn't it? It's just a little flick from Hemp. And don't get many bouncing out of the jungle there, the kind of mini jungle. That was lasered flat for 6, wasn't it?
Crazy shot on what has been a crazy day, a crazy start to Championship Week at the Carter Oval. No ball called. This is going to be a 7-up as this is out of here as well. Bolle, bolle, bolle. No hay 6, hay 7.
Yeah, 7 carreras, 1 + 6. And yeah, I mean, let's have a look. It's an overstray. Yeah, it is. It's a good call from the umpire. And I mean, England, despite losing those 3 wickets, their run rate's not in bad shape, especially after that. And potentially what's about to happen here with Hemp facing up with the immunity cloak.
It's a good comeback, isn't it? Decides to come round the wicket as well. But Vinny, let's just talk about some of the runs that we've seen here, 311 came in the first match.
Yeah.
235 in the second, which you'd say probably average.
I know.
382. 382, or is my maths gone wrong?
I think your maths, I don't know, you tell me. But I thought it was 381, which actually tied a famous game in Switzerland, the Nomads versus Geneva. Rico's gone to the calculator as this one. It goes up. I love that you do a lot of stuff by hand these days. What was it, 216 to how many?
Hang on.
165.
I'm going to chat with the calculator. Maybe my mental maths is not correct. Let's see. We're going to go with 381. We go with you.
I think that's what you said. It was. You probably just pressed the wrong button. But anyway, 381. There was a game earlier in the year, which I'll talk about in a moment. First, Fallows backs away and misses to George Richardson. Yeah, it was 203 to 178. Zurich Nomads versus Geneva. And you know who the openers were on each side?
Yeah.
Hassan Ahmed on one side, Idris Halak on the other. And the 203 actually was an unbroken opening partnership between Hassan Ahmed and Fahim Nazir, who would have been able to play for Switzerland if they'd made it Championship week. Obviously they didn't. England knocked them out. But that was one of those games we thought, is this 200 going to be chased? And it looked like it might. I suppose England didn't really, not England, Spain didn't really make the start they needed to kind of make a serious assault on that. They were going at a good rate, but it wasn't kind of a magical rate, 20 plus. It was kind of 17s or so early. But literally in that Geneva chase of 204, with 4 overs to go, I think they needed 51 off the last 3. And you're like, hold on a second. But then they had 2 overs. I think there were only 1 each off the next 2 overs, or maybe 2 each off the next 2 overs. Andrew Ryan remembers that one very well. Right now, Richardson with 1 ball to go.
Oh, it's a good comeback, isn't it, from Richardson? It started badly with the wide, and then that, well, 2 big hits, the 6 and then the 7 up. But he's finished well with a single, and then, well, he's joined the dots up, hasn't he? So England, 4 overs complete, 45 for 3.
Yeah, don't judge an innings by the first 4 or 5 overs. I mean, England a little bit behind the 8 ball. I'm just trying to work out what the new par is here. I don't know. I started the day thinking 140 is your average score. Maybe it's 150. I don't know. 145. We've seen some colossal scores, haven't we? I mean, Netherlands misfired. That's probably the only thing. Italy got a little bit of the wobbles chasing it, but did it fairly easily. But yeah, I feel like nothing's safe, though. Put it that way. Nothing's safe at the moment. Good to see Reece Palmer back for Jersey. He's a guy we've seen before in a Farmers shirt. So he's into the squad, and Hemp is going to face up. Got 2 lefties at the crease at the moment for the English 11.
Interesting field. Everybody in front of the bat. And this one is catchable. I think it's staying inside the field of play, and it will be taken. So a wicket straight away for Reece Palmer. What a start for him. And disappointment for Cameron Hemp, who, well, made a blistering start, then with some lovely shots, but he's going to go for 14. So spin comes on, and success straight away.
Yeah, and so, yeah, Palmer gets another handy wicket. Hemp's a good striker. We've seen that, but change of pace, change of luck. He just tries to lift this up. It's too high, not far enough. And yeah, Jersey forming an orderly queue, weren't they, out there? So, I mean, they've caught pretty well, Jersey. I mean, some of their direction was a little bit off before. Interesting that Palmer's in, which gives you, well, I think he's played before, but I don't think he bowled. So it gives you another spin option with Palmer in the side. And he has that immediate success. So Hemp is the man that has to go for 14 off 5. Jonty Jenner, he's been a good addition, hasn't he, as well? Takes the catch on the boundary. And it's 45 for 4.
He was good, wasn't he? But yeah, we look at this field. I wonder if we can see the field from one of the cameras that we got here. You got the Southern Cross field, so you got the man literally straight behind the bowler's arm, who's not moving there, on one either side to him. And then you've literally got, I mean, it's quite a really interesting field. So you've sort of got a semicircle, if you like, a moon shape behind the bowler. All the fielders back. And well, it could be another. The bowler's going to be the one who has to take it. It's a difficult one, just out of his reach. Just out of his reach. It's a great effort. Palmer not able to get there. Was so close to being 2-2. And David Scott, who we know is a very aggressive player, could have gone very first ball.
Yeah, you're right. And I think Palmer would have reached this, but people don't like getting hit by people coming in the other direction. And that's why he's just a little bit concerned. And I think that cost him the metre that he needed to make the ground. I like that. Even though I need to go ask Elliot, because I haven't met Elliot properly, about what the deal is with him wrapping his straps around the front of his pads. I don't know if we can get a shot of the keeper's pads in a second. You can kind of see him here on the screen. That was a great take, though.
That's thumped, and that's beautifully timed. Well, that's been mullered, hasn't it? That's a brutal hit in 6 runs. That's what they need to do. Need to believe here, England. Every batter going in and playing their part. So, crunched. Oh, yeah, that's it. Boom, shakalugya. So, smashed away. So, they've got the field there, but can't do anything if it's hit out of the middle. The 50 comes up for England. Quicker delivery. This is catchable. And it's been taken. No mistakes. So it's going to be 6 and out for Fallows as well. Gets one out of the middle. They want to be super aggressive, but it's a catch that has been neatly taken. I think it's Patrick Googe that is in the action again. It's another wicket for Reece Palmer. So what a start it is for Palmer. And adios to Fallows.
Yeah, well, the crowd, they'll be going up again. Googe. And fairly simple catch, really, for Patrick. Look at that, great technique. Little skip steps like a crab. And got there, and another lefty goes. 53 for 5 now. Fallows, he'll be frustrated. Got a couple of 6s away, but that was all. 53 for 5. So Asa Tribe was just trying to tell me that his padding's broke or something. The pad's broken. So I think he might have just strapped.
With a bit of duct tape, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Now look, here's the thing. Bevan's coming out at 7. You might see a few curious decisions with the batting order of England. Remember, they have illness in the camp. So if people aren't feeling good, then I'm sure they would probably like to get away without batting. Don't know if Bevan's in that boat or not, but it obviously is pretty low for Bevan, who's a guy, obviously, we've seen do some pretty spectacular things here at the Cartermore Oval. And, of course, he's a first-class cricketer.
No run. See Bevan saying no, 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 no. So what an over this is from Farmer.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey, the only sickness there, suffering from his altitude sickness. They've been flying high in this series, except for that frustrating bowling effort earlier on today.
Good hit. That is big. But this is going to end up somewhere at the top of the hill. Yeah, that's halfway up. So that is an outstanding hit. That's some 90 meters or so. What a hit that is. Absolutely crunched. There we go. Monster hit. 6 runs. 6 carreras.
Yeah, I mean, Bevan climbs into this. Well, maybe shades of Dean Jones batting in India in 1986-87. They might bring the best out of him. Anyway, end of the over, and it's 59 for 5, and it allows me to say hello to you in the dream box here. Vinny Sandu, Mr. Maximo, I got Rico Full with me. We've got such a great crowd in today, and isn't Andalusia a nice place to visit? So come on, if you're over in the crowd, give us a wave here. Come on, we're up here. We want you to be having a great time. We're having a great time here. Great to see a lot of flags flying over there. I mean, the Grizzlies, though, they've been flying, haven't they, on opening day? And yeah, you can see the Jersey flags. They are certainly flying high at the moment. But yeah, never judge a game in the first 5 overs, Rico. We know that England, especially with some of the players they've still got to do some damage at the crease, they could certainly put on a big score still. Now here's Britain coming back, and one gets kind of jammed in towards the point fielder. Now this is a big over for Toby, isn't it? Because he kind of lost the plot this morning a little bit, but he's a good young player, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he comes back.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has, one match where they're a bit off. I think even though he's a young man, I think he knows where he went wrong, and he's looking to rectify himself, and he makes a good start here. That's a good delivery. We didn't see too much of these last time around. He was trying, I think, just trying to sneak them in, wasn't he? Just inside the wide line. It didn't go right for him. 2 right-handers to bowl that. The left-handers have just been removed by Palmer. Southern Crossfield as well. Knew Corey should have copyrighted that. They got the straight fielder, and they've got. It's actually kind of like the super duper Southern Cross with like a half moon.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's definitely the half moon field.
It's like a smiley face because you've got the 5 outfielders all from deep cover to deep mid wicket. So it just there are gaps, but they're small gaps. So that's like to field a number 2. Like if around to the bottom of the screen, it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 3 in the middle. And
this is where you, as a captain, just saying to your bowlers, right, it's in the field, get the ball pitched up. You don't want to bowl short because you don't want the batters to try and get funky and try and hit sort of behind the keeper, because that's where the gaps are.
Yeah, and that's the one that maybe the batter thinks he can get that around the fielder, and if he does, at that point there's no one behind him. So really important to make that stop, and Jersey do.
Yeah, good start from Britain, and yeah, that's showing a lot of courage, and showing his class as well. Britain, just the 4 off the over. Can he get one in without going for the boundary? And no is the answer to that, because it's a really good shot. Gets into position early, and you can see there, it looks like the next man in, signalling that one is 6, and Toby, well, he has to pick that cap off the floor. Neil Cash, what are you doing to the young man?
First one they've dropped, actually. But, no, credit to Toby. Okay, does get banged last ball. It's a good shot. In fact, it's a smart shot by Scott, because, yeah, the get across and clip, there's no deep square leg, so he's kind of identified that rather than try and hit through the line. And you know, I think that's smart. But Toby, I think only 10 off the over. It's much better over. And that makes me happy. And so England 11 get to the end of another over and 4 overs left. The score is 68 for 5. Right, more spin.
Yeah, who we going with here now? Looks like Asa himself might come onto bowl here now. So captain going to have a bowl. It's going to be bowling to Bevan, who's already crunched one big one down the ground. Short starts with a short one, and this one, I think it may be just the bye. Looking at the reaction from the umpire, yeah, bye signals.
Close. Asa gets the benefit of the call, maybe for being such a nice young man. And if it was inside, it was just inside.
Very confident young player, isn't he, Asa? Oh, that is a biggie. Well, we've seen some bombs that have been deployed. Well, look at this one. It hits right on the top of that corner. Well, it's the highest tree that we've got. Hits the top, and at least it comes back in. Well, in a couple of months' time, there'll be a star at the top of this one. At the moment, is a grizzly.
Yeah, time to decorate the tree, and well, hit the crackers on the way down. What a shot from Scott. We know he's got power. He likes that too, and he'll like the same ball gets to come back. Now, where's Dave? He was doing some amazing retrieving from that area over on today.
Well, taking him on, and they've got to go straight away, don't they? So good call there from Bevan. Scott is the one who's finding the form at the moment, hitting it big.
50-50 shot now, it's saying, roughly. It's well bowled from Asa. So you can see that Jersey, they've got the benefit of these kind of 3 genuine spinners, don't they? And I mean, they even got the opportunity, if they want to, because they've bowled out their paces in the first 4, they could bowl all 3 again and just go an all-out spin blitz to the end of the 10 overs, if that's what they wanted to do.
It's a good hit, isn't it? Moves early, gets himself into a good position. David Scott smashes another one over. Innings in the final, where he got England to 138, scored 51 of just 17 deliveries, and that's what he's looking to do here again.
Last ball for Asa in this over. It's the difference between right arm spin, or finger spin, and left arm finger spin. I think when you got 2 right-handers at the crease, you can see that Britain's a bit more difficult for the right-handers to take on. Asa though, not the worst over you'll ever see. 15 come off it, and after 7, the score is 85.